for them, but we're just about to start with this 800.
Looks like we've got the ladies getting ready behind the blocks. I think we're just about ready for them to start. We have Women's Haven is sponsoring this event, the Women's 800 Freestyle. They want to make sure that you improve your wellness with certified organic products of Women's Haven. Make the switch and your body will thank you.
And we're just off fast reaction times for this 800, given that it is an 800. We're excited for this competition. It's been a long time since you've been here, Ariana.
It has been a while since I've done my last CARIFTA. I think I was doing the math, and I don't think these ladies were alive when I was there. So very exciting to come back and watch these ladies race. I know the first race off the blocks it's tough. You're getting your nerves out of you. So hopefully they take it easy here.
Yeah. Very rarely do we see an 800 on the first day. Usually it's like the day before in the afternoon or maybe on a Sunday when everybody's warmed up. But we're getting started with this 800, get it out of the way before the rest of our competition.
Yeah, definitely exciting. And these girls they're going to only swim this race one time. So they are trying to go as fast as they can so that they can potentially podium, because the race tonight will also be racing against the race that's going right now.
Yep.
I also noticed that we've got a combination. So normally the races are split 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. But in order to save time and not have three girls racing at one time in the age group, we've got a mixture here of 13 all the way up to 17 in this race.
I mean, the Caribbean is fantastic. We have such great talent, but we are heavy on the sprint side. So to have this many competitors in this event is fantastic, but unfortunately we don't have the numbers. So definitely a good idea from Bahamas Federation to bring everything together. So we have 2 weeks of 13 and 17 800 freestyle.
Definitely, and I think it gives the younger girls a chance to race with the older girls here. So generally, as you get a little bit older, you get a little bit faster, and then you get to my age and you stop.
Oh man, this 800 it brings back memories. Because my coach is always a firm believer of swimming everything at least once.
Yep.
So
I'm pretty sure I've done every single race except for a 200 breaststroke.
That's the best one.
No. That would take me hours, I think.
Same with the 200 backstroke. I remember looking at the clouds and being like,
this is lovely. How enjoyable. Yeah, if you could do every race in the Bahamas or in Jamaica, I would probably still swim. Never mind, don't quote that.
Masters is coming up in Trinidad for Panam.
Nope.
We might see you there.
Nope. I have hung up all of my swimsuits.
Oh.
So you won't see me out there.
Won't see you out there. These ladies are doing fantastic. Between lanes 5 and 9, they're pretty much staying together, which is what you want during this race. You don't want anybody to get too far ahead of you that you can't catch them in the latter part of the race.
It's definitely a balance, because you don't want to trust everybody to be going the right pace, but you also don't want to go fast and then potentially burn out towards the end of the race. So definitely looks like these girls are pacing each other and staying well together. So
we're definitely going to see lane 4, Adriana Argent, taking out that early lead. She is 17, so she is a professional.
Yes.
In this event.
Yep, and then I know she will probably be looking to try and potentially get top 8 and beat some of the ladies tonight. It looks like the majority of the ladies racing tonight would be in that 15, 17 category, so definitely look out for her to kind of take a little bit of a lead.
It's definitely going to be a great race this afternoon as well. The majority of the ladies are under 10 minutes, and we saw Harper last year. She's going to be very close to the record. So definitely come back this afternoon and join us for this final.
Yeah, very excited for that race. And we've got Harper, who was first in the category last year, and then Heidi Stout right next to her, who was 13, 14. So I hope to see those two kind of battle it out this evening in that 800 freestyle.
It's weird. A lot of people think distance events are boring. But if you swim it right, it's such a competitive event. A lot of mindset, a lot of physical and mental strain. But they're swimming for 10 minutes free.
Yeah.
At a good pace.
I have a lot of respect for distance swimmers. It is not an easy thing to do. A lot of their training is dealing in pacing and making sure that you can pace yourself in a race, because as we were saying, it can be very easy to watch somebody else do their race and potentially hurt your own. So trying to stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
Is that where that saying came from? Stay in your lane?
Yes, I think so.
I just put that together.
Oh, man. No, distance is fantastic. Unlike the 50, where you have to work so hard to drop like 0.01 if you're lucky. For distance events, if you can get a faster pace, even if it's by like, instead of holding 31 threes, if you can hold 31 O's, you're going to see a huge drop at the end of your race.
Right, yeah, it definitely. A lot of that training as well, not just as pacing, but figuring out how you can hold a faster pace as you keep going on and continuing, because it's very difficult balance between it. What can you endure, if you will, and get faster through, so.
Yeah. How fast you can go while holding your tempo.
Right.
You can look efficient.
Especially with long races, it's really important to hold your technique together, too. When you start to see your stroke falling apart, that's when it gets harder. So you're tired and you're making it harder.
It's so much easier to see in butterfly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Arms go slow, not stop.
You see the back hips dragging, and then it's over. Over. I've been there. Over.
Oh, man.
You feel like a piano's on your back.
Just about. Just about. Lane 5, LeBlanc is going to take that early lead, but she is being challenged definitely by Lewis and Barlett in lane 7 from Bahamas and Barlett from Barbados. We're going to have a new leader as we turn, and it is lane 7, Lewis.
That's amazing. Lewis is 14 years old, so her being out in the lead right now is really incredible. She's got a lot of competition still. This race is never over until they touch the wall.
Yeah.
You often see in world championships and the Olympics, they're all usually collectively together, and at the very end, it's somebody that has a little bit more in the tank that ends up pulling away.
It's amazing when you look at the end of the races at World Champs and Olympics. It looks like a sprint.
Yeah, definitely. They turn on those boosters, and
unbelievable.
the last 50 can sometimes be as fast as the first 50.
Yes.
Insane.
The last competition in Doha, we had the Ireland guy, the first time he won for himself and for the country. And he came back in like a 24 at the end of his 800. That's such power.
For those at home that don't really know time, wow, 24 was my fastest 50 freestyle ever. So.
And he's coming back to the end of an 800, end of 8 minutes of swimming to finish with a 24.
That is impressive. That is incredibly impressive.
Unbelievable.
I think that now we've got a lot of women swimmers across the world that are really taking advantage of the 800 freestyle, 400 freestyle. And so I hope that within the Caribbean, these girls are seeing it and saying, okay, I can be cool in a distance event. I think what you were saying earlier in the Caribbean, we like to lean into the sprint.
Yeah.
But distance is where it's at sometimes.
The only one I can think of that made it high enough on the international scene is Janelle Atkinson from Jamaica. She did a 400, 800, and she's very successful. But we haven't seen anybody continue past that 200 in a while.
Yep, I definitely think there is a gap when it gets older in the Caribbean. People trend down in their events. So would love to see some more distance swimmers. We have Joanna from the Bahamas. She was a distance swimmer. She's excellent. So love to see somebody follow in her footsteps and continue on the tradition there. Yeah, definitely. We have Forbes from Barbados that has been doing very well. I remember talking to him and saying how difficult it is to do distance in the Caribbean. You don't have the competition. You don't have the competition as well. And the competitors. And it's just like, why bother when I can do a 200 or 100? Yeah, exactly. What's the point? But we do have a race at the end of this 800. As we said, 1, 2, 3, it's still anybody's race. As we go under the flags and touching the wall, we have 100 left. There's the bells, if you can hear it. And it is a race. Like we said, we won't see these girls coming back in 24s. But well, if they do, I'm throwing in the white flag. Yeah, you can hear the energy in the crowd. Everybody's getting behind these. We've got a race between the top 3 here. It looks like lane number 9 is really coming down the home stretch here, too. Yeah, Barlett from Barbados is trying to hold on for that 3rd position, but it is Lewis and LeBlanc trying to push the lead.
These girls, top 2, are 14 years old.
Absolutely incredible to see these two. And I mean, based on their entry times, it looks like they're going to be a lot faster than what they were entered in. So
you can see Trinidad really trying to push their teammate forward, followed by Bahamas. It's really going to be anybody's race. The good thing about this morning is that Bahamas is trying for their another CARIFTA win. And it really is a testament if they can get this first heat. If they can get a win this big, it would really push the rest of the team in a good progression towards that heat.
Absolutely. And these two girls are looking at podium positions potentially with these times.
Nice. 10:06. A very good drop.
And just a tenth of a second separates the top 2 there. That's absolutely insane for them to swim a whole race. You know, you talk about 10 minutes and
yeah.
0.1 of a second. That's basically the difference between first and second.
That is amazing. Look at that. Who can get their hands on the wall? It doesn't matter if it's a 50 or 100. 800 is just as important. We have Leah Lewis from lane 7 for Bahamas getting her hands on the wall with a 10:06.88. Fantastic swim for Bahamas to get their spot for that first event out.
I tell you what, I'm going to be as great as I can at being unbiased here, but it's tough when the Bahamas is going for, I think, number 6 in terms of CARIFTA Championship. So we are, it's going to be tough for me to not start screaming. So you might want to mute your TVs.
And this afternoon, our top seed is Harper, but coming in for that 3rd position, we do have that Bahamian Mia Passon, so we could see a top 3, hopefully first, second, or 3rd, but we never know. But yeah, we can have them back again.
And now we have the men's 1500, so a little bit longer of a race, but still absolutely exciting to watch. And the sponsor for this race is the Lewis Scholarship. So they are sponsoring this men's 1500 freestyle race. It looks like the majority of this race is actually going to be right in that 13-14 race, or in that category. And then Tristan Ferguson of the Bahamas is 17-year-old. So while he's racing with these gentlemen, he is also going to be trying to race with the heat tonight to make sure that he can be a top 3 in that.
I always used to love the men's 1500 because you can definitely see their strength. It's not about the tempo, but all about that strength in the catch and the pull.
Yep. You will see a lot of times in distance freestyles, really the legs aren't used as much for propulsion as they are for balancing the body and keeping really your hips high. The legs are usually, they are the strongest muscle that we're using when we're swimming, and so you want to make sure you're not using them, you're not hammering them in a race like this, because that will fatigue you very quickly.
Very quickly.
It's also interesting because a lot of times in distance races, you'll see you can see 10 different freestyle strokes. It's the saying of there's a million different ways to do something correctly. So watching this race, and you can see some of them have a little bit of a higher elbow when they're coming around. Some of them have a lower one. Yeah. Just really depending on your strengths, really.
It really is a great teaching tool as well for all of you guys that are looking at CARIFTA and wondering how you can reach here one day. Look at the freestylers, look at all the different strokes and the disciplines, and learn. Learning is the biggest thing I've seen. Either it's videos from Olympics, but I think CARIFTA is a great place to start.
I agree, and it's amazing because these people are in your backyard.
Yes.
Right? You get to train with these people on a daily basis that are where you want to be. And I remember training to go to the Olympics. One of the things that my coach always said is, if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best.
Very true.
So training, a lot of times, I'm racing the boys because I want to be fast. I want to be as fast as possible.
Yeah. Coming from a CARIFTA background, how do you think it has trained you mentally and physically for the international stage?
I think what's really cool about CARIFTA is that it gives our age groupers an opportunity for their first introduction into an international meet. You don't, a lot of times other countries don't have a chance to race against other countries. They're racing within their own country. And so Whether it's at this level at CARIFTA, you are on the world stage. You are competing under your country's flag, and that alone it can be stressful if it's your first time.
Yeah.
And knowing that you are representing and flying the flag of your country on your cap and on your swimsuit sometimes.
Yeah. It was really exciting because this is the first time you're away from home.
Yeah.
You're in a village, right, with your other teammates. You get to see what everybody else does.
Yep.
And I think it was so fascinating just to watch the other teams and to be like an 11 and 12-year-old and be like, okay, what am I eating today? Do I have to go to bed? No, I don't, because my mother's not touching me.
Yep.
So it really teaches the athletes at a very young age that discipline and accountability.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. I know I was probably a nightmare to deal with as my first year. I'm away from home and all my friends are there and I want to go and see everybody, but I want to say a very big thank you to the chaperones of the CARIFTA teams. I know it is not always easy to deal with from 11 all the way up. It's definitely a difficult task, so thank you.
They are underrated.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. The coaches usually get a lot of the thanks, but it takes a village.
It really does. Yeah.
It's also, CARIFTA is a great way to meet people from other countries. Ali and I know each other from CARIFTA and then continue to go on to other meets. And especially when you get onto the bigger scale, your nation's team gets smaller. Having a face that you recognize is so important. So,
very important. Very important. These aren't just competitors. You're looking at your teammates essentially when you reach Olympics and Worlds.
Yep.
Because you don't really know anybody else in the world.
And you're going in with countries like the U.S., Canada, Australia, they have big contingencies.
Yes.
And it can feel very intimidating. So we would always set up our little camp with all those Caribbean islands that were competing and be near each other so that we had a home base that we felt there was a big crew behind us.
Yes. It does. It's fantastic for the mentality and to ease your stress coming in, because it can be so stressful being away from home. You're having all these expectations. You're hearing expectations from home and your parents and your coaches and yourself. So to have this and to have people of like-minded that grew up with you, know the challenges, know everything that you went through, just be like, it's okay. You're gonna do great today.
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely, it becomes a family, really.
Yes.
You look at it and knowing somebody from the age of 11 and then continuing to know them. I don't know very many friendships that last that long.
No.
So.
No. We're going to have these two gentlemen moving away from the pack.
It's definitely amazing to see when you watch it and you're seeing some of the men pull away. But it still is a long race. We still have probably about 10 minutes left of this race, so a lot can happen in 10 minutes.
A lot can happen, but it is K-Man. Lennox moving in for that top spot, trying to move away from the rest of the pack, trying to be dominant because he does have his time that he needs to make to be competitive for the finals this afternoon.
You know, K-Man is really doing a great job with their swimmers. We talk about Harper Barrowman that's coming up tonight in the 800 freestyle, and then Lennox is here, 13 years old from the Cayman Islands, and really just showing what he's got here. And that's really exciting. K-Man is truly doing a great job with their swim program.
Considering he is so dominant in this race, we're probably going to see him in that 400 and hopefully in that 200 as well as at 800. So definitely look out for him to make his mark within his 13-14 category.
Absolutely, and we might even see him in the open water event. Usually these 1500 or milers end up also doing open water, which is an incredible event as well in and of itself. It's a separate Olympic event as well, so it's always an opportunity to make the Olympic team in that route as well.
Which is probably why I just understood why the 1500 is today. So you have a nice break before the 5K coming up.
That's why Alia's the smart one out of this.
Wow. Took a while, though.
I just figured out why stay in your lane was a thing. Definitely makes sense, because open water will be on that final day of competition. And I don't know about any of y'all, but if you try your best for 18 to 20 minutes, that will take a lot out of you. So being able to have 4 more days to recover from that is definitely important. But keep in mind, we're probably going to see most of these gentlemen again in the 400 freestyle
More
at
than
the bare minimum.
Yes.
Also amazing that Lennox is only 13.
Only 13.
So he's got a big future ahead of him.
Yes.
He's definitely pulling away here from the group and making himself known.
Cayman does every year that Flowers event, which is a fantastic international open water event. So I'm sure he's gotten a lot.
Maybe that will be my return.
Open water?
No. But I can pretend.
Oh, for sure.
I just want to go to Cayman.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Maybe I'll enter, but not do it.
Just go on vacation.
That's a potential. I have been playing around with the idea of starting to train for triathlons. The problem is, I hate running.
Always. Always.
I don't want to run.
You rarely find a swimmer that loves to run. It's not fun on the knees.
No. And while I realize that staring at a black line for the majority of your life is quite boring, I find running a little boring.
Yes. There is something serene and tranquil about the swimming, following the black line.
Yep.
Running, that's a whole different beast.
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll get there. So we're passing just under 10 minutes here the race, and you know, this Cayman kid is really just continuing to distance himself from the rest of the group.
His previous time is an 18:08. I'm sure he's looking to go under that, but it is all him swimming on his own.
This could be a really huge swim for him this morning, and then looking at this evening's heat, really, I think there's only one other swimmer that would be competing against him who is entered at an 18:05. So if Lennox can get under that 18:05, he probably has a good shot of being the champion.
Yeah.
And what people need to also remember is that while being first is really incredible, at a meet like CARIFTA, where you're also competing as a team, you want to get points for your country. So first is amazing because you get the gold medal, but you want to make sure that you're still racing. It's never over. And getting points on the board, regardless of what place it is, can really mean the difference in your country winning and not winning.
Every point matters on this. And it's really fantastic to watch these athletes. It's the first day, it's the second event. A lot of these guys have 4 days of competition, but they are standing up and supporting their teammate in this 1500.
It's not an easy race. You are alone in your lane for 18 minutes. So to be able to look over and see one of your teammates waving you on for my short stint as an 800 freestyler, I will recall. I'm fairly certain that a CARIFTA, I think maybe CARIFTA in the Bahamas, I'm gonna age myself, 2003, 2002. I think I swam 100 to the 800.
You probably did. You probably did.
I'm glad I did it. It builds character.
You always have that one workhorse in every team. And it is 10 more laps for Lennox. And he is looking really fresh.
His stroke is really kept together. He hasn't really changed anything.
Yeah.
I've not seen any sort of like falling apart. I will say he is swimming very close to that lane line, which could help his competitor. If he was closer, they can draft off of each other. I know people talk about drafting in running and in cycling, but you can also do it in swimming, and it can gas you a lot if the person that is drafting off of you, you're almost carrying their weight a little bit.
Just about, yeah. And funny enough, he is circle swimming. So usually in practice, you circle swim because of the number of other teammates with you. So you swim down on one side and you come back up on the other. However, in competition, you really want to stay on that black line because if you circle swim, you're actually swimming more than the 1500.
I would be interested to know the math on like how many extra meters you're doing.
Yeah.
Because it seems insignificant, but
For 1500.
for 1500 that adds up.
Yes, it does.
Just as you were saying earlier, when you're trying to go faster and you can do a 31:50 freestyle and you can bring that down to maybe a 29:5 or something, that adds up as well. You can hear those Bahamian cowbells in the background.
And you have Tristan from Bahamas in main 4. He's holding on for that second position.
And remember, Tristan is 17, so he would be in a different age group than Lennox is. So he's also competing to try and be top 8 within that 15-17 category. You know, I just took a peek ahead, and it looks like we've got Lennox swimming again in the 200 breaststroke in maybe, what, 20 minutes?
It warms my heart to see not just multiple disciplines, like multiple strokes, but disciplines as well. So you have the 1500, you have the 200, you have freestyle, you have breaststroke. Because a lot of athletes, a lot of young athletes like to say, I am this and I am only this. When in reality, that's not true. I was a backstroker up until I was 12. I cannot do backstroke to save my life right
I think
now.
I've seen you do backstroke in like the warm down pool. And
yes.
I am shocked to hear that you were ever a backstroker.
Right? It's amazing. But if I didn't do all 4 strokes, if I didn't do the IM, the 400 IM, the 800s, I wouldn't have been such a strong competitor throughout the rest of my career.
Definitely. Learning how to swim other races is not, or swimming other races is not just about doing the race, but it's a lot about learning about yourself and what you're capable of. And I think, you know, when you're doing practice, you hear a lot about the different people and training groups and sprint and distance, but being able to understand that my body is capable of doing this can change your mentality.
Yes. Yes.
And it for me, it's even wilder because we were talking about like the different distances, but I don't know that I've seen somebody that can do the mile and the 200 breaststroke.
Yes.
Those are complete opposite.
Complete opposite. And he's dominant in this 1500. We're going to see him in the 200 later. But
do you think he's thinking about that 200 he has later?
Not at all. Not at all. I think at the beginning, you know your schedule. So you know, okay, I have the 1500. I have maybe 10 minutes before that 200, 15 minutes with warm down. And I'm going to focus on that after this race. So I'm going to put everything I have into this 1500 after this is finished, warm down, mentally prep for that 200.
It's definitely a learning experience because you can see some kids that will think about the next step, but you really got to stay in that one event until you're done with it and go to the next. We see it a lot in the world stage where we have, because of scheduling, there's somebody that can be in a semifinal of an event, and then 20 minutes later they have their final.
Yes.
And so him being able to do this at 13 years old is gonna, I think, prepare him for tough schedules in the future.
It's a huge character development for him. A really great job with the management team and his coaching staff to basically tell him at a young age, you have no limits.
As some of my friends like to say, all gas, no brakes.
There is a cowbell. He has 100 left. That's 2 more laps for Lennox.
And he is currently, what, a minute and 30 seconds under his entry time?
He's going to go a good 17. I think for him, he's definitely trying to make a mark and to show these 15 and 17-year-olds in the finals tonight that he is a force to be reckoned with.
That is absolutely amazing, the swim he's having right now. And really, I think we might see best times in lane number 4 from Tristan Ferguson as well, because he is not that far behind in the scheme of things.
50 left to go for Lennox. He's turning in a 17:11.
Yeah, so I mean, we're probably looking at a really high 17 minute here, and that would be a close to a minute drop.
Yeah.
His team is standing up, cheering him on, pushing him to the end here.
Beautiful tempo. He kept it throughout the entire 1500.
Look at him turn on. Look, he's flying into the wall.
Coming in, he's going to stop it with a 7:46.
Wow.
Beautiful swim for Lennox.
He's entered with an 18:08. So we are looking at what? I'm terrible at math. 30-second drop there?
Yeah.
About?
Yeah. Beautiful swim for him. We have Tristan coming in with an 18:02. That's also a drop for him.
Amazing.
And there is that race for that third position. Once again, between lane 5 and lane 8. We see the drama and the excitement coming into the wall, and it's into the touch. Coming in third, it is Bahamas again. It's 18-19, just like Ariana said, it's all about those points.
Yep, absolutely. And we have to remember that Tristan Ferguson out there in lane 4 is 17, so he's competing for the 15-17 category.
Yes.
I'm pretty certain that Lennox that time will be a first place for him, but really exciting swims across the board. So excited to see how those times shake out for this evening.
Yeah, it's going to be William from Bahamas versus Joey in tonight's finals. He's also 14, so we're going to see a very nice competition later today with the 800 earlier and also the 1500 men.
Very excited for that, and we still have a swimmer going, and it's important that everybody continues to stay engaged and they stay in the pool out of a sign of respect.
Yes.
You wait until everybody has done their race.
Yes.
And again, our first heat of challengers in the 1500-meter freestyle. It is the time final event. Our second heat of challengers will be swimming this evening, and it is a mixed age group event, so we'll see what happens. Scoreboard stands.
Well done to Lennox. That was a fantastic swim
From
Cayman Islands.
For the next event. Now,
absolutely.
Number 3, the 11 and 12 ladies, 200-meter breaststroke.
This is Alia's domain, so I'm going to shut up because I know zilch.
200 breaststroke is very similar to the 2 free. Pace-wise, mentally attacking it wise. You don't want to go out too fast because you might crash on the way back, but you also don't want to go out too slow because you want to hold a good tempo. You want to make sure that first 100 is challenging and competitive so you can come back really strong.
Absolutely, and the reason I'm a little bit hesitant is the balance that freestyle is. It's a very, I think, easy stroke swim. Breaststroke, if you have a little bit too much up and down motion, that can crush you.
Yeah.
So this 200 breaststroke is sponsored by Grand Bahama Port Authority, bettering the life of Grand Bahama community and by extension the Bahamas through their unique features offered by their island, Grand Bahama. I know several of my friends that I race with are from Grand Bahama and are often spouting about how Grand Bahama is better. So not only do we have a island-wide, Caribbean-wide competition here in the Bahamas, we also are competing against other islands for whose island is better.
As far as I've seen, all of them are beautiful.
It's difficult. It is a difficult competition.
I'm sure.
But Nassau's better. I'm just kidding.
Going out for that early lead, it is Kia Alert from Jamaica. She was 8th in this event last year, so she really wants to make her mark, get into finals, and hopefully get that top 3 spot.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the majority of the group from last year's top 8 aged up into the 13-14. So really having the opportunity for Kia to come up and be the champion this year.
It really is a great opportunity because you know you want to do well, you know you want to beat the people you did last year, but there is a sense of relief that, okay, so-and-so is out and it's my time to shine.
Yep. I remember swimming with Alia even. She's a little bit older than me, so when she got to age out of the category, I was like, yes, now I have a chance.
And it is Kia going out strong. Menace in lane 5 from Barbados is making her move, trying to push into that second position. Menace has the fastest time with a 3:01.34. Like we said before, it is all about strategy. Kia went out strong. Menace held her pace. And now Menace has enough in the tank to catch up Kia as we go into this 150.
Right. Menace did a great job swimming her own race. It seems that she knows that her strength is really on the back end.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens in this last 50. Wow, what a turn by Minute.
He is definitely trying to push her, trying to pick up her tempo. But Minnis is looking strong with that glide. It's really hard to defeat somebody who is powerful, has the strength, and has the glide in this event.
Absolutely. It's not so much about what you're doing above the water. It's almost more important what's happening under the water.
Yeah.
Wow, Minnis really turned on the gas there in that last 5 meters into the wall and now going into the...
You could definitely see her plan of what she spoke with her coach, of just really focusing on her own race in that first 100, taking that third 50, and just racing in for this last 50. She's going to touch with a 3:08.91.
Wow.
A little bit slower than her seed time, but a really great time for a morning.
And remember, these ladies will be swimming again this evening, doing that race again. So sometimes it is about, just getting a lane tonight.
Yeah.
It's not about being the fastest. It's not always about breaking that record. It's about just really making sure that you get a lane.
Yes, and it is different than track and field. It's not just automatically if you win the heat, you're going to go to finals. You definitely have to have the top 8 fastest time between all the heats. But she's not just swimming within these girls, she's swimming with the next heat as well to put on a fast time to make it into finals.
Oh, wow, I didn't even notice lane 8, Scarlett Burley from Bermuda came up and got that second spot.
We really love that outside smoke.
Love that. Especially in breaststroke, you can't see anybody.
Can't see.
So you
can see who's in front of you.
Yeah.
You can chase them down, but that's about it.
You can't see anywhere else.
I mean, you're not supposed to.
Well,
we've seen some people come up and like
heat 2.
That's definitely going to burn you out and fatigue you, so
yes.
You don't want to be doing that. So all those ladies from that first heat are really going to be standing around, well, hopefully walking towards the warm down pool, but watching this race because you get a little bit of insight into those girls that you'll be racing tonight and seeing their style. Hopefully your coach is watching too, so they can give some notes and let you know. Sometimes it's a little bit of a cheat code to be able to watch your other competitors.
There we have an early speeder. And it's going to be Isabella from Bahamas.
So we'll see if her strategy is out fast and hold on, or what that looks like for her.
Yeah.
And a big sponsor for the ladies 200 breaststroke. Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Really nice to get under that 40 mark for that first 50 for Isabella from Bahamas.
Absolutely. Her entry time is a 3:03, so
yeah,
she's pacing really well. We'll see what she's at this first 100, and it's still anybody's race. A lot of times, anything can happen. As I was saying, her strategy might be to go out the first 100 very fast and then hold on.
Hold on. I've done that many times.
I have done that too, and it doesn't feel good.
Does not. She's turning with a 1:25.09.
Oh, wow.
Really nice.
So if she holds a pretty similar pace, she's probably looking at a 2:50. That's a 10-second drop for her.
Yeah, if she comes back in a 1:30, which she could if she held that same second 50 that she did, she could definitely go under the 2:55.
And at the starting blocks, the gentlemen in 11 and 12 for the 200 meters.
Starting to shorten up. You can see that she's catching a little bit less and she's picking up her tempo to try and hold the rhythm. But it's all about this last 50 for her.
So she turned at 2:12, so really looking at probably having a great time.
Look at that tempo.
Wow, she looks like she's swimming a 50 breaststroke.
If she comes back in a 40, she'll be right on that 3-minute mark.
That is incredible.
And you know, Bahamas has some really great breaststrokers because coming in that second position, Ferguson, in lane 4, it is Bahamas as well.
We love to see that. I believe, I don't have my notes here with me, but I believe the record is held by Michaela Lightborn, potentially. I think the Bahamian breaststroker.
Yes. Isabella's tempo has turned down just a little bit, but she has secured her spot, getting under that 3-minute mark. Beautiful swim for her. And it is a 2:58.
Wow. Absolutely amazing.
For her, 5-second drop for Isabel. Coming into that second position, it is Ferguson. They 3:07.99. Both first and second is faster than our first heat.
So you know, Minis from that previous heat touched at 3:08. So you know she was watching that race and looking at that strategy and knowing her race. It looks like she took it a little bit slower and came back at the end. So making sure she stays in that rhythm.
Yeah.
And not being worried about Isabella, who obviously goes out very fast.
Very fast. But you know what's funny? She came back so fast, I think she almost challenged her first 50.
Wow. Put her in the hot seat tonight.
That will be a great race to watch tonight. Very excited for that.
We will know when the official results are posted.
Beautiful.
So we hear the commentator talking about the official results being posted. It's not always official. The officials have to determine if there's a disqualification for any reason. So we will hopefully find out soon if Isabella is in fact our top seed.
Up next, what you're seeing are the men's boys, 11, 12, 200 meter breaststroke.
10 competitors.
We are using all 10 lanes here. So it's very interesting. There's 10 lanes that are in a competition pool. Generally in finals, they only use the 8. The last 2 lanes are used for the wash of the water. Yeah. It's a little bit difficult to swim in that end lane with the gutters. That's where all of the water is trying to push out of the pool. So
the main line do really well in stopping it, but it can only stop so much.
Exactly. So these boys know that while it will basically be everybody in the pool again tonight, they are racing for one of those 8 lanes that is available for finals.
Yeah. Ethan taking out that early race from Trinidad.
And we see Joseph out here in lane 0 really pushing the pace here. He cannot see anybody.
And funny enough, he doesn't have a seat time. So it really is just get in the water and do what you want to do.
Do what you can do. And what's crazy is that we're looking at the middle of the pool and lane numbers 5 and 6. They can't see him at all.
Yep.
Maybe if, depending on which direction they turn in, they might see him, but that's the only glimpse you're going to get.
Right there, Ethan had a chance to see Joseph in lane 0, sorry. But funny enough, Joseph is not doing any underwaters. He is pushing off and straight to surfing.
So it's a fine line, I think. That pull-out, you need to have a lot of oxygen in your lungs to be able to make it through that.
Yes.
But you are scientifically faster under the water. So you want to do that.
Always.
You don't want to skip that part.
Especially the further you go underwater, the less strokes you have to do on top of the water. So you're actually saving your arms and your legs. If you just hold your breath just 2 seconds more.
I tell you what, though. I've never done a 200 breaststroke, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't do a pull-out either.
There is an up before the flags, but he's holding strong for that second position. A great swim from him.
I saw him do a little head tilt. He was looking around.
Ethan from Trinidad is looking very strong in this slide. Joseph is definitely going to be closer to him for the finals tonight, which I think is really great for him. To see just the difference the pull-out makes.
Exactly. And yes, you want to win, but again, this is a learning experience for a lot of these boys. Yeah. So being able to be next to him this evening will be, I think, change the game for him.
Yeah. 2:51 for Ethan from Trinidad, just a second slower than his seat time, but still a really great time for this morning. We're definitely going to see him go under that 250 hopefully tonight.
Again, he just needed a lane. We're not trying to be superheroes this morning, so really important that he just gets that lane.
And again, we're going to be looking at the top 8 coming into the wall to take lanes for tonight.
So I'm fairly certain lane 3 and who came, or lane 7 that came in 3rd, and then lane 3 that came in 4th. I'm like, wait a second.
Yep.
Where was lane 0? What?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I was 3rd. Like,
yeah.
What happened? That's also the great thing about swimming a race you don't normally swim. The expectation is very low. You can just go out and have fun.
The floor is the floor. So you can't be slower.
For the 13 and 14 ladies 200-meter breaststroke.
Once again, we only have all of the 10 lanes will be used here, so we have top 8
signal from the
going to be looking to make it in and get a lane.
Scoreboard stands.
Beautiful. We're going to see Ethan having that top spot tonight again.
Ladies, 13 and 14, 200-meter breaststroke.
14, women's 200 breaststroke.
So hopefully the 11-12 girls are standing around watching this, because it's still something to be learned from another age group. Even though you won't be racing them this year, you could potentially next year. Tamaya Saunders in lane 5, she was 3rd last year in the 11-12 age group, so she's just now aged up into 13-14, so it'll be interesting to watch that.
Really fantastic, because especially when you have 2 years in each age group, you would think the first year is experience and then dominate the next year. But we have a lot of swimmers, including Saunders, that are already dominating their first year in.
Absolutely. It's really cool to see those 13-year-olds in there with the 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's very easy to make the excuse, oh, well, they're older than me.
Very easy. And I've heard it a lot.
Yep.
These ladies are staying with each other at the 75 mark.
This is a tight race here. They all know that only 2 people from this race will not be getting a lane, so it's important.
Oh, this is going to be a great race. 1, 2, 3, 4 lady swimmers battling to set the pace.
Wow, there.
And it looks like it's going to be lane
just about even. I can't even tell who's in first. We'll have to look at the clock here when they turn.
And around the corner, it is 125, 6-6, the pace, time to race that pace.
And again, they can't see her.
No.
That's Diana.
So she is out there really racing by herself.
And getting ready at the starting blocks now. The gentlemen 13-14 for the 200-meter breaststroke.
It's interesting again here, kind of like I was saying in the 1500. There's very different strokes across the pool.
Definitely. We're going to see lane 6, Madison, take more of a higher approach, trying to get higher in the water to lunge herself forward. But she's also missing a lot of that pull.
Yep.
Like we see in lane 2, she's grabbing that pull and helping her to really push that glide. 50 left to go.
William Carrington at block number 6.
Definitely. So lane 2 is, it can potentially be a less energy expenditure because she is staying lower in the water.
Yes.
But you're not getting maybe not enough as force in your lunge forward if you stay lower.
You're missing it. And you can see between Madison from Bahamas in lane 6 and Faith from St. Lucia, Faith is staying a little bit lower in that water and she's now pushing ahead of Madison. I don't know if she'll have enough in her tanks because we also have lane 9, that outside smoke again.
Wow.
It is between lane 2 and 9 for that top spot.
What an amazing race. Look at lane 2. So again, we have outside smoke. Oh, and she is celebrating.
2:59
wow.
That 3-minute mark.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
She was entered in with a 3:04, so a 5-second.
Really great swim. And I'm sure that was her strategy going out. Like, I'm in lane 2, I'm going to go out, and they're going to have to catch me.
Absolutely amazing race, really across the board. It was a tight race from first all the way through 9th, so those ladies should be very proud of themselves.
Another great race for tonight as we move on to the boys 13 and 14 200-meter breaststroke.
So we talked about Lennox out there in the 1500. He is in this race now. So what was that?
Gentlemen,
10, 15 minutes?
About. He should be warmed up now after 1500.
Warmed up.
That's the word I'm going to use.
That is insane. I mean, that takes guts to get up there on the box and to know that the rest of the guys that you're racing are dry and haven't touched the water yet.
Yes.
Oh, and my fault. William Farrington was also in that 1500. So we've got a couple of boys we're seeing doing this race as well.
Yeah, it is. And maybe there's a relationship there between that 1500 and the breaststrokes. I think I missed it in my career.
What is it?
But I'm not sure.
Okay.
But these boys are going to show me.
I am also don't know.
Barrington is looking good after just swimming that 1500 in lane 6.
We've got another tight group of breaststrokers here in the 200. I mean,
Yeah.
really across the board, it's anybody's race.
Joey in lane 7 is going to hold on for that nice long stroke. He is looking a little bit at Kai. He did not fear the swim in your own lane.
I'll have to have a word with him.
And that 100-meter halfway point.
And he faded just a little bit, and it is Kai holding on to 1:17.51.
Wrestler Kai of Jamaica at point position is going to keep it though. Into the finish.
We talked about circle swimming a little bit in the 1500.
Yes.
You also have to think about in breaststroke races and butterfly races where you're doing a two-hand touch, you want to get in and out of that wall as fast as possible. A lot of times it's seen as like the rest period. It is not.
And when your body is tired,
You want to hold on to the wall.
take a long breath.
Take a breath. So it's important that you are touching the wall and you're barely touching it and back off the wall.
I always tell the young kids it's like a hot potato, that game.
Yep.
Just tap it and go.
Yep.
And it is 1, 2, 3, 4 swimmers trying to hold on for that top spot. We have Alejandro, Kai, David, and Joey.
Absolutely phenomenal race here.
David from Bahamas is definitely trying to make his mark. But Alejandro from Trinidad is really trying to surge at the end of this race, but Kai is not allowing him.
Wow, what a race.
Down to the touch, and it is. Lane 3,
Wow.
David from Bahamas. 2:41.31.
So that's about a 3-second drop from his entry time there. And
Really great swim for these gentlemen.
that's going to be a great race this evening with those boys having a chance to do it all over again this evening and learn from potential things that they might not have done well in that race.
It's always a great opportunity. Sometimes you finish and you're like, I don't want to do this again. But when you sit back and relax and reflect on the race, it's such an excitement and a rush to do it again and do it better than you did in the prelims.
Absolutely. And we're replaying this finish right here. It's just absolute insanity that it came down to just a touch.
In a 200.
In a 200.
Well, we saw it in the 800 too.
Yeah. That's why you never give up. You never know.
You have to swim into the wall. Let the wall stop you.
Oftentimes it did.
And I'm not holding on for dear life.
Yeah. There have definitely been times I have wanted to just close my body over the lane line and be done.
This is the women's 15 and 17 200-meter breaststroke.
Once again, we're seeing, 9 women in here that are looking for a lane tonight. So they know going into this race, only 2 people will miss out on getting a lane this evening.
Yes. We have Gibbs from Bahamas. She just came back from Big 12s where she got that consolation final. She was second in that consolation final. A really great swim for that 100 breaststroke. So we're going to see her change it up to long course now, taking that early lead.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, in conference and in the U.S., they swim in yards. it's a very short pool. So being able to take a swim from a couple weeks ago in a yard pool into that conversion from yards to long course was my least favorite time of the year.
Horrible, horrible. Like, so for 100 breaststroke, you would probably do six to 8, depending on how tall you are, per lap, right? So you have about 16 for the 50. Whereas for 100, you're looking at close to 25 to 26 for that first 50. So it's at least 15 to 20 more strokes.
And we're talking about, she did a 100-yard breaststroke.
Yes.
So she's taking a 100-yard breaststroke and now swimming a 200-meter long course meter.
Ridiculous.
Getting ready at the starting blocks.
These 200 breaststrokes have definitely been very well-even races.
Yeah.
Which makes it very exciting for those prelims. I know sometimes they can feel a little mundane because you know you're going to see the exact same people this evening, but it's really exciting what they're doing, and they're pushing and they're giving a good show.
With Breaststroke, Bahamas at block number 6, Katie Wells taking ownership. Again, the Bahamas.
Sullivan in lane 5, she is a top seed from Cayman. I'm not sure if she expected these ladies to go out this fast, but it's a catch-up game for her with 50 left to go. Gibbs is holding on strong with that beautiful long stroke.
So we saw just now in that turn, Gibbs timed her turn a little bit poorly and it was really slow going into the wall. So that's another thing you have to take into account.
Yes.
Timing that turn, so you're not taking a half stroke, you're not gliding and hoping for momentum to take you into the wall. Because a race can be lost in that.
Just by that. And it is Ellie Shaw holding strong. Coming into the wall, she's going to stop first in lane 4. It's a 2:45.46. Really good swim for her for this morning
Amazing
session.
swim. And she's only 15, so this would be her first year in this age group.
Yes.
Bidding for 8 lanes tonight.
Beautiful. She's definitely setting a mark and showing
And
these
Ellie
15
Shaw
and
going to be in the hot
17-year-olds
seat.
what
here.
she has to bring to this table, right? Wow.
Absolutely love that. Not the mentality of, well, these girls are older than me and they've been here longer.
No.
It can be very easy to see that Rashika had been swimming in college.
Yes.
And let that scare you a little bit.
Yes.
So.
And she's like, nope, this is my first year. I'm going to show them what I have.
Absolutely.
Beautiful swim for Ellie Shaw.
I love this. We have 2 heats of the men's 15-17 200 breaststroke. Love that. That means these men have committed to continuing being in a distance, quote unquote,
Scoreboard stands. Gentlemen, 15-17 200-meter breaststroke. Heat 1.
Beautiful. Next up, the men's 15 and 17 200-meter breaststroke.
So these men have to race each other, but they're also racing for the next heat. They don't know what that next heat's going to go.
Yes.
So you don't want to give it too much gas, but you need to make sure that you're getting a lane, again, to swim tonight.
Yeah.
And it looks like Emmanuel Gibson out in lane 2 is actually 18. So we do have some 18 and overs that are competing in this event. And so he's really competing against himself here. So we might see him take a little bit of a lead early, as his entry time is about 10 seconds faster than the rest of the group. So look out for Dirks of Aruba in lane 5 to also kind of pull into that space.
He was second last year, so he's definitely trying to get that gold this year. But for this prelim session, it's definitely just make it into finals.
Looking for redemption.
At this CARIFTA, we are going to have an 18 and over category for some events, trying for athletes to get more competition in the Caribbean and also in the Olympic year. So we're definitely going to try and get their Olympic spots. Probably why we see Gadsden in lane 2. We don't have that many entries for 200 breaststroke for 18 and over, so they probably put him here with the 15 and 17.
Getting a chance to get it up.
Getting ready to go, watching what's going on.
What's really important in racing for a world championship cut or an Olympic cut is you have to do it at a FINA ratified swim meet. So not any club meet will do.
Yes.
So it's great that we're giving 18 and overs a chance to be in a race here.
We do have an injury in lane 7. Hepburn from Bahamas. It looks like his calf or hamstring cramped up on him.
At block number 7, it's Trinidad and Tobago.
We're going to see him out of this event.
And at block number 8, Antigua Barbuda, Manab Sendai.
Medical assistance is required for him in lane 7. But holding on strong, it is Gatson. But he is 18 and over, so besides him in the race, we do have Wells and Dirks trying to get that top spot.
In point position, not a question of who.
Absolutely great race again across the pool.
Hepburn needs to move across the other lane if he's going to. He can't impede the other swimmer in lane 8.
2:23.72. Emmanuel Jackson setting the challenge for heat number 2.
Absolute great swim by Emmanuel Gadsden. He was a little bit slower than his entry time, so I'm curious if they're going to give him a lane tonight because he is 18. So not sure how that's going to work out. So we'll see.
Yeah, there's an X. I don't know if it's exhibition for prelims or he gets the swim finals again. I'm not sure. It's a good question. If we're going to see him again. But we did have our swimmer come out of the pool in lane 7, Hepburn from Bahamas. He is getting medical treatment. It looks like his hamstrings or his quads have tightened up. It can happen, especially in the breaststroke, when you're really trying to emphasize your kick for the glide.
Gentlemen, 15 to 17.
It's also really important to take a moment and remind everybody you need to make sure you're staying hydrated. Lack of hydration will, in this sun, in the heat,
you feel like you're in water all the time, so you don't need it, but it's 100% necessary for swimmers, especially out in the sun. The next heat is in the water.
And this is it, the deciding heat of the 15 to 17 gentlemen's 200 breaststroke.
So these boys had the opportunity to take a look at the first heat and see what they were doing and kind of, hopefully they still are going to swim their race, but they know what time they need to be at.
Backstroke, beginning that series, the 11 and 12 ladies.
Going out first, it is Barbados with a 33.91 for Joshua Ross.
It's really interesting here in this race. You can see the two Caymanians right next to each other. I would assume they train together. I'm not sure how the club system works there, but they both have similar strokes in their breaststroke.
Yes. Really working on that glide. Working those legs.
It looks like Jordan has a little bit slower, smoother of a tempo, but, you know, different strokes for different folks.
And interesting, almost synchronized swimming there. 1:11.78, 1:12.15 at the turn. Joshua Ross, Jordan Lyle.
Really good split for them.
And that's the halfway point. The race
they come back
is
in that 1:15.
We're
definitely going to see around the 2:26. That will put them unofficially in that top spot. It is Jordan in that top spot trying to outswim Joshua right beside him in lane 4 from Barbados. 50 left to go. Beautiful underwaters.
Wow, what a great underwater by both of them, really.
Yeah.
And we still see that Dominic Hilton is still in the race here. He is turning up his tempo a little bit.
Definitely fighting to get back to where those two boys are.
And Joshua Ross.
He needs to keep in mind, though, he's getting a chance to do it again tonight.
Taking point position at the 15
anybody's race is going to be down to the touch. We have Joshua versus Jordan.
Wow, what a second 50. There we go.
Coming in, and it is Barbados. 2:28.01. Joshua Ross.
To lead the heat.
Really good swim for these boys.
And it looks like Tristan Hepburn out of heat number 1, 2:23.72, may have earned the hot seat. We'll know when the official results are posted.
That'll be an interesting race tonight because Ross definitely came back in that second 100.
Yes,
His final 50 almost was the real change. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to watch that again tonight and see if he takes a similar strategy and approach.
Boys, clear the water, please.
One more swimmer left to finish this heat, and then we're going to see the official.
And there's the disqualification report. Event number 8, Heat 1, Lane 7, disqualification report.
So unfortunately, Tristan was not able to finish the race, so he does end up getting disqualified, which makes sense. No time anyway.
We're going to move our referee and starters now to the turn into the course, getting ready for the 11 and 12
So we're going to have a little bit of a break here with
backstroke,
the transition. Our 50s of strokes and freestyle start from the other side of the pool.
At block number 2.
We're also going to see a big transition in that we went from having very few people in the 200 to multiple heats in 50.
The Caribbean loves or sprints.
Skylar Smith at block number 6, the Bahamas.
I wish that I could say differently, but yeah. As a former sprint freestyler myself.
What I am happy about is that we're spreading ourselves throughout the different strokes. It's not just freestyle.
Absolutely. And to have the 50s of strokes available, they are available now in the international scene, so it is a chance to represent your country.
Most notably will be Dylan Carter. He'll be here for later on in this competition, and he has won worlds in the 50 backstroke, 50 butterfly, and 50 freestyle.
Yep. It's amazing. Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm a freestyler, but if you can do a sprint, you could crush a lot of competitions like that.
And this 50 backstroke is all about that tempo. Trying to maintain your tempo for the entire 50.
And there are 3 heats of this race, so only 8 women will make it back to the final. So it's really important to do your best here, and it's tough in a 50. You really have to go all out.
Oh, beautiful touch for lane 5 from Barbados. No, from Trinidad to 32. Oh.
Excellent swim by her there with 32.
32-6-2 in lane number 5.
There it is, Zara with 32-62.
So that was about a second faster than her entry time.
Yes.
Dropping a second in a 50 is not easy.
No, it's not. The good thing about this as well, if you're looking at the heat sheet, it is the fastest seeded. So Zara is the 3rd fastest overall. And so they put the 3rd fastest in the first heat, the 2nd fastest in the second, and the top in the last heat. Really pushing the rest of the competition to do their best as well.
They don't stack it with the just fastest people in the final heat. It's across the board, so everybody gets a chance. It's also interesting that with these new blocks, they have the backstroke wedge, and you'll see some people using it and some people not using it. If you've never used it before, a competition is generally not the best time to start.
Yes. There are very few Caribbean countries that have the backstroke ledges. So if you don't train it, like Ariana said, it's probably not best to use it on the competition day for your race.
It is helpful in that it gives you a little bit more grip on your feet than the touchpad, but at this point, it's not going to make that big of a difference in their straight. So 33:41 was the fastest just now with Aaliyah Greaves.
And we hear the spectators from Barbados really excited over that swim.
Absolutely, and again, she was the top seed in that heat, so they're kind of shaking out the way that we thought. But right now, Zara from Heat 1 is still the fastest.
Ladies, 11 and 12, 50-meter backstroke, Heat 3, the deciding heat.
Oh, she messed up her touch just a little bit. but hopefully tonight she'll be able to land that touch on the wall.
Hopefully her coach spotted that and can talk to her through that.
It's a little bit windy out here in Nassau, Bahamas. The flags are moving just a little bit, but the athletes should know their stroke patterns into the wall to get that touch.
We've seen some good underwaters just now in this final heat.
Oh, and they're 11-12.
I love that. Again, it's faster to be underwater than on top of the water, especially with this wind. They're swimming into the wind, so it's a little bit tough.
You're definitely going to see it when you watch the older gentlemen and the ladies, how far they go underwater and how dominant they are. And it is a race. This last meters. It is Ferguson, the 33.48. Coming for that second position, it is Seymour, also from the Bahamas, the 33.59.
It looks like the lane 6, Kia Lawson, she had a little bit of a longer finish there, and that can really affect you.
We're going to see again on the recap.
Oh, I'm sorry, lane 5. It was a little bit longer. And so,
yes. Once again, this is why the prelims are here. You figure out the different things you need to do to make it a little bit better, and then you come back again this afternoon. Absolutely. Your best race. I think that's why it's important as well for the events that only have one heat, not to do straight finals, but to do something in the morning.
And again, it's prepping you for international competition.
Yes.
We're never going to have at an international stage one heat, so. And while we have the 50 backstroke going off, the sponsor for the 50 backstroke is Albany, Bahamas. The luxury resort community in Albany is set on 600 ocean-clad acres on New Providence Island in the Bahamas. Albany celebrates the best of island living and features an unparalleled combination of surroundings, architecture, sporting amenities, and service, making it one of the most desirable resort communities in the world.
Ooh, sounds fun.
Albany, I'd love to come visit.
Coming in, it's going to be a tight race. But it is Bahamas, the 33.17. Really great swim, and actually lane 6, Jamie he was actually disqualified last year, so it's really great that he put in a really great time. Hopefully he can make the finals this afternoon.
A disqualification in the moment is so hard, but hopefully you learn from it and it never happens again.
Yes.
Especially at this scale where you know every point matters.
You really need to be optimistic and talk to your coaches and your parents and your teachers.
Gentlemen, 50-meter backstroke, heat 2.
So again, with these 3 heats, we're really not only just looking at the top finisher, but really it's anybody's chance to get in, because we do it by time. It's not what place you come in the race.
And with heat number 3 taking ownership of the strong block, it's going to be Breaststroke first with block number 2, Liam Marjorie at block number 20. Noah Carter at block
Beautiful start for Barbados. Somers in lane 5. We're going to see Sean in lane 6 picking up his tempo, definitely trying to catch him, but we have Wright in lane 8 trying to get that outside slope again. Beautiful touch.
Great finish there.
Very nice touch. 32.23 for Somers.
Excellent swim there by him. Dropped some time as well from his entry time, so.
Yes. Somers actually did not make finals last year in this event.
Well, he said, I am coming this year.
They're going to know me.
I would venture a guess that Sobers is the younger brother of Alex Sobers.
I believe so. However, we do have 2 Atkinsons in Jamaica.
Fair. and everybody thought y'all were related. So
Yes. But I feel like that's a good guess.
you should just have a really different last name, like Vanderpool Wallace.
And 32-23, the time to beat at least to get the high.
Oh, wow. Lane number 5 there had a great underwater.
Wow.
Next to back 13.
Shepherd in lane 7 is trying to go with him, having a very smooth backstroke.
Yes, no bouncing. So you see the difference in strokes there between lane 5 and lane 7.
It's going to be coming in down to the touch. Ooh.
Wow.
Simmons going to hold on to that lead. Coming in and out touching by .03.
What a great race across the board there. It'll be really exciting to see.
On the board, we're going to see Rory Shepherd coming in. Messing up the touch just
Just a touch.
bit. Oh, there it is. Oh. We're going to see a race tonight for sure.
That'll be great because we'll have across the board everybody in one race, so we'll be able to see. So hopefully here we see a little bit longer underwaters than we saw in the 11-12 ladies. This is the time where you should be really pushing that underwater part of your career and learning how to stay under until the 15.
Really.
You know, I love to see some of the girls choosing to not use that backstroke wedge, not being intimidated by other people. Lane 3 is really taken out hard, and again in backstroke you're not seeing anybody around you. Well, you shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Skylar from Jamaica is definitely trying to make her mark in heat 1. She's slowing down just a little bit. Can they catch her? And it is Skylar.
She actually timed her touch really well there.
Yes, she did. First one under 32.
Taking ownership.
A 3-second drop almost there. What an amazing swim.
I mean, we saw it from the start and the underwaters, and that first 35 was extremely fast.
Yep.
If she can work on that last 12 and a half, we're going to see hopefully a 30 this afternoon. That would be a really great swim for 13-14.
Absolutely. And she will right now be probably in one of the middle lanes, depending on how these next few heats go.
Yeah.
Our top seed in this event is a 31.79, so we'll see.
If you see the athlete struggling on that block, it is not an easy feat to hold yourself up and pull that down with one hand.
Right. It is. I tried once. Sometimes it might seem like the more wake you're making, the faster you might go, but that's not always the case when you watch a lot of the older swimmers.
Yes.
You can see in lane number 6 right now, he's very smooth. Wow, what a finish by lane number 4.
It is going to be number 6, Delphine Versatility.
Delphine was actually 3rd in this event last year, so she's definitely coming back to get that top spot, as you've seen in that heat.
Absolute excellent swim by her. Really, you can see, look at her smooth strokes there.
Yes.
The second fastest.
Very important to just stay smooth. Great finish there.
Skylar Richards of Jamaica.
Timed very well.
31.94 the challenge.
Skylar Richards from heat 1 still has the top spot with 1 heat left to go.
I just said Vanderpool is a unique name, and now we have a Vanterpool. How dare you?
Vanter.
How rude.
Interesting.
That's interesting to me. I know where Vanderpool came from. I have not seen a Vanter before.
That's the first.
So I'm sure Skylar is standing by watching this last heat here. Our top seed, Caitlin from Barbados, is a 31.79, so we'll see what she goes.
Yes. Keep your eyes in lane 6, Jessica. She won this event as an 11-12-year-old last year. This is her first year in 13-14. She's going to want to try and make her mark. Going after that early lead, it is Jessica in lane 6, which is followed very closely by lane 5, Caitlin from Barbados.
Wow, they are neck and neck. Very different backstrokes again.
Very different. Oh,
that was not a great finish by Caitlin there, but you know, it is windy, as you were saying earlier. That really throws off the slides, and so hopefully this evening she'll be able to time that a little bit better.
According to my notes are not official, by the way, but I recorded a 31.94, the low bid. Skylar Richards of Jamaica out of heat number 1. We'll know what it looks like in a few minutes.
Absolutely excellent swim by Caitlin, or by Skylar, I'm sorry, from heat 1, lane 3, being the top seed potentially going in tonight.
And right now,
for Caitlin, that would have been a 31 mid if she didn't mess up that.
So again, hopefully her coach is able to kind of guide her through that. And she, in warm-ups tonight, she is doing a finish at least 3 times, making sure she's got that timing down. So now we're moving on to 13 and 14. 3 heats once again.
And with that, heat number 2 doing the march to take ownership of the starting block.
Definitely seeing a little bit longer of underwaters.
Victor Ashby at block 3, Lennon Hamilton at block number 4, Alejandro Agard at block 5, Jonathan Zambrano.
Really great tempo from these guys. We're going to see lane 7 pick up his tempo and trying to hold off the rest of the pack.
Lane 5 is just really taking away. Oh, very long finish.
That is going to be Connor Huffman of Bermuda.
Connor to take that top spot, followed very closely by Cayman Luke in that second position.
Great swim by Connor there. It's about half a second faster than his entry time. So we'll see how these next 2 heats go. And maybe we'll have a top seed from the first heat for both 13-14 women and 13-14 men.
Heat 2.
Right now, our fastest entry time is coming out of heat 3 with a 28.79. So we'll see absolutely if he can be the top seed at 28 or what will happen.
If you look in the water, in between that yellow marker, there is 2 red dots, 2 red markers. That is a 15-meter marker. So that's really where you want to push your underwaters, right to that mark.
You will see in international competitions, they are going right up into that meter. They are training to hit right at that point. If you go a little bit beyond, that's a qualification.
Alejandro Agard, 29.69 for Agard. Swimming for Trinidad and
getting that nice touch to the 29.69, first one under that 30 mark. Really great swim.
And it looks like he has the second fastest time posted in this event.
Really exciting. Again, we're looking at heat 1. Connor Huffman at 29.04 is still the top seed right now. So we will see how this last heat goes. But again, Ocean here in lane 5 coming up, 14-year-old out of Aruba, is at 28.79. So he's seen those last 2 heats. He knows what he has to do here if he wants that middle lane, lane 4 this evening.
What's really great is lane 4 and lane 6. Zion and Francis, they're both 13. So this is their first year, and they're really competitive in this last heat.
Absolutely exciting to see 13-year-olds. even if just for the experience, you know, but almost better if they win, you get
Yeah.
bragging points because you get to return next year.
Such big bragging points.
Being able to return in your age group as the reigning champion is really cool.
Yeah. It's a hesitation. We're going to quiet for the start just a bit before we try again.
Really important that they have all quiet during the start.
When this heat hits the wall, the scoring computer's going to decide what tonight's finals look like. Taking ownership of the starting blocks right now, it's 15-17 ladies for the 50-meter backstroke. And at the halfway point, lane number 5 point.
So lane number 5, as we thought, Ocean Van Loon is amazing backstroke there. Amazing finish. 28.69. So he went faster than his entry time. So
with that time, he's going to be center lane tonight.
we're going to have a great race tonight between Ocean and Connor Hutman at 29.04. Connor might be pushed to go under 29, or yeah, under 29 this evening.
It's definitely going to take at least a 29 to get top 3, to get the medal tonight.
For sure. So any of those boys that were a little bit on the cusp there of 29, high 29, low 30, will want to make sure that they're thinking about all of the aspects of the race. You want a good start, good underwater, great finish.
Yeah.
That's what I love and hate about 50s. You can't mess up a single thing. You're talking about tenths of a second changes.
Yeah.
Ladies,
The 53, I used to be excited when I dropped 100th of a second.
Yes. In the ballpark, and I'd be all right.
Yeah. Seriously. A best time is almost unheard of.
As you get older, yes. So enjoy these prelims, best times.
Dropping a second in your time.
Oh.
Those were the days.
Somebody I'm really excited to see is Broadbelt in lane 5 from Cayman. She was absolutely dominant last year in that 13-14 category.
So she definitely has a taste of success, so we'll be able to come through and really show up here in the 15-17 age group. I think the 15-17 age group is amazing because that's really when you start to get into your own and you learn a lot about your stroke. So I feel like you generally see a tighter competition between the age groups.
You do. You do. Certain events for sure.
Gonna take it all the way. And boom, the first challenge, 31-03.
Wow.
By Sierra Broadbelt of the Caymans.
And her first year in this age group, that's
First year.
phenomenal.
Yes.
She said, I'm not afraid of you old girls.
I'll show you what I'm working with. I always found 15-7 to be difficult. Because yes, I got more dominant in my stroke, but my body changed so much.
That's true.
It was really hard. Like 13-14, I was fantastic. I was on fire. But now I started comparing myself to like 13-14 years, and I wasn't as fast.
Very true. It'll be amazing if Sierra can come in and be one of the top seeds for the final this evening.
Yes.
We'll see as lane 5 and lane 6 are entered with 30 points, but a 50 backstroke again is, if you don't get everything right, you're not getting a best time.
And another great start. We like lane 5 this morning for some reason.
I mean, you see it in track and field a lot with the wind, but for swimming, it's not that big of a difference, but you still feel that pressure when you're going against the wind.
Absolutely. Lane 5. Oh.
Again with the touch.
Now the low bid, Leanna Wainwright.
But it is Wainwright.
In the
Nice swim.
No longer a swimmer, she is.
So something that I also hadn't taken into account, you know, we have the wind that's affecting the flags, but also the sun is directly in their eyes with backstroke. So
yeah,
sometimes it's very tough to see the flags. Generally, swimmers will be wearing tinted goggles of some sort, but still makes it very difficult.
Yes.
3.
So Wainwright right now the fastest time going into this final heat.
I really do hope that these ladies go into that warm-down pool and practice their touches.
Absolutely. And this evening as well, I would always, sometimes the lanes are assigned by which country, but I would always try and find some time to get into the lane that I will be racing in.
Yeah.
You think that every lane is the same, but just it makes me feel better.
Especially backstroke, you're seeing different things. If you're in the middle of the lane before and now you're in 8, and now you're seeing all your teammates cheering for you.
Very different.
Can be off-putting. Beautiful underwaters.
Zuri in lane 5 came in with a 29.99. She just got under that 30-second mark.
Heat number 1 taking ownership of the starting blocks.
That's really impressive. Lane 4, Nia Chin, the actual swims in open water.
Wow.
And it's Zuri Ferguson of Trinidad and Tobago.
Ooh, 29.74.
Excellent.
Beautiful swim.
And that is the overall low
So she is the only one under 30 seconds going into tonight. And I tell you what, that is a powerful position to be in when you know you're in that second bracket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting ready now.
That gives you even a little bit more confidence going into finals tonight. Might not seem like much, but it is.
It is a block 5.
Nigel Fontanelli at block
What's really interesting is that we know as the Caribbean we're not the same as the rest of the countries. So there's different advantages and disadvantages going into the international scene. But it's also here because there are lots of countries that either one don't have a 50-meter pool, swims in oceans, and I think Bonaire just got their first open water pool.
Wow.
It's a structure in the water, and they have lane lines.
Where did?
Bonaire.
Oh, wow.
So it's really impressive to see the representation across the Caribbean, but also know that each one of them has their own advantages and disadvantages.
Absolutely, I know. Sorry, just being quiet for the start there, but I know when you don't have a long course pool to train in, it is very difficult to come in and race. There's only so much preparation you can do.
Yeah.
Changing from being able to turn every 25 meters is very different to having to go an entire 50 meter.
And it goes back to the stroke counts. If you're used to doing 20 strokes for your race and now you're doing 32, around that 25, your body will start to shut down.
What is amazing is what a great swim.
Nice.
He was entered with a 32, so
30.98 for Savvy and Barton.
That's an amazing swim. What's really cool about the Caribbean is we have the ultimate open water source. I don't think I would do open water anywhere else if I was going to do it.
Block 0, Carrick Charles at block number 1. Darren Mann at 2. Block 3 is Brandon Atkins. Malcolm McKenzie at 4.
And if you're looking now, these are the 15 and 17 boys. You can see their bodies have definitely changed from that 13-14 category. They're really going to try and hold that tempo, try and sustain it for the whole 50, and watch these underwaters.
Definitely a big growth you see between 13 and 14 boys and now 15 and 17.
And we have a disqualification report. Event number 14, heat 1, lane 7.
Okay.
Unfortunately, lane 7 in the previous heat just got disqualified.
Gentlemen, heat 2.
So it looks like the middle group here in this 50 backstroke, they're all 17-year-olds. So really at the top of this range for the 50 back, wanting to be the champion before they age out of CARIFTA games.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if the next CARIFTA games will continue to have that 18 category, or if it's just for a little
And with that, it's heat number 3 making their way behind the starting blocks.
I like the idea of it because a lot of times you see people just stop swimming that could be great swimmers, but there's not an opportunity to race for them. So.
Yeah, but there is a gap. You go to CISC, and then if you don't make it international, Pan Ams or Commonwealth,
it's tough to keep going.
Yeah.
Under the flags, in the
Ooh, good touch.
It is Tristan Dorville, 27.
Lane 8.
Wow.
From St. Lucia, 27.86.
And the challenge overall.
That is a fantastic touch.
No
Out in
longer a swimmer.
lane 8.
He is
Wow.
the target.
He was entered with a 30.87. So now I have to ask myself, does that just, has he not done the event for a while? That's a
what I'm
3-second drop.
That's what I'm assuming. Given when I was 13, I think 13, 14, is when my breaststroke suddenly clicked. Like I understood it, and I was able to actually be competitive in it.
That's fair, and you also see a pretty big growth in terms of musculature in men around this age.
Yes.
So backstroke especially, it takes a lot of muscle. To be good.
Boys, relax, please.
So the boys were just told to relax in the pool, so it sounds like there's a little bit of a delay going on. Potentially a technical difficulty.
It's always great to have them relax. It's not like on top of the blocks where they can just stand up. You still have to hold yourself up. Luckily, this one has a little foot position, so they don't have to put all the strain on the
And we
arms.
have a brief pause for a moment. Introducing our swimmers at the starting blocks. That's Neil Sherwin, Norma at block number 0, Tate Hilton at block
So
number 1.
there is a technical difficulty going on right now at the pool, whatever that is. So
at block number 3,
the swimmers want to make sure that they are kind of staying moving. You don't want to let your muscles get tight as you are sitting in the water. Pool water is generally a little bit chilly.
George at block number 8, and Elton Leonard at block number 9. In the water, and again at pause for an administrative challenge.
So not sure what the delay is there.
No, they definitely want to not fatigue their arms. They need to let go of that block. Really just do a little bit of sculling, hold on to the lane line. Anything else besides holding up.
Yeah, it's difficult because your body wants to keep your arms out of the water because for whatever reason that helps you feel warmer. You see lane 5 is completely off of the wall, so he was resting his muscles there. And
the biggest thing was my forearms. They always got tight during warm-ups.
Yep.
Especially those bigger competitions where the pads are huge and you have to like grip really hard.
I used to hate that. Nowhere to hold on, and you're like
nowhere to hold on.
Feel like you're on a cliff. So we'll see here if lane 5's version of making sure he stayed off the wall will help him out here.
Really great start by Sellers in lane 6. He's going to try and hold off Lewison in lane 5.
Absolutely tight race here. No, you can't even tell really who's going to end up taking it. It's going to come down to a great finish.
Scoreboard says it's Will Sellers, 28:04.
Nice.
A great time.
28:04 for Will Sellers from Cayman.
Right now,
very
according to
closely
my
by
notes.
Jamaica,
But
Brady
27.86 still stands since the
really
challenge.
great shot.
Charles out of the second
Tristan
heat.
Dorville.
We went 27.8 is still top
And
seed
again,
here.
this is just for the center lane tonight. When we come back tonight, 8 swimmers are going to be
Back with the
competing
recap for that touch.
for that top position.
You can definitely see the difference in the touches for these gentlemen versus the 11, 12, and 13, 14. It's a teaching tool.
It is, absolutely.
Heat 4, the deciding heat.
Especially for the young ones that get excited and they just want to go at 11, 12. Really great for them to know what they're doing so their body just takes over so they don't have to think about it.
It's an amazing opportunity for the 11, 12s to be able to watch older swimmers.
Yes.
Real life in person.
This is the last heat on the men's. 17.
And decisions when they
Beautiful underwaters.
The scoring computer's going to decide.
Wow, what an amazing underwater by lane number 4 there. Really gave him a little bit of ahead of everybody.
Yeah, definitely took that 15 mark to the max, and you can see the difference, but it will be tempo-wise. It is Trinidad.
Wow.
Very nice win for Liam.
Wow.
He won this event last year in 13-14, and he's coming back again in that 15-17 to show them that I am here.
I mean, what an amazing swim by him just now to he's really going to go into this evening with some confidence. He's, again, a second faster than the rest of the field. So great race by Liam Harrington. And now we have, again, what we were talking about, the 18 and over women here doing a 50 backstroke. It's really great to see a lot of these swimmers still swimming. I actually had the opportunity to train with Madeline Moore out of Bermuda for a little bit. Amazing girl. She was a workhorse.
I remember her from 2017. Her last CARIFTA was phenomenal.
I loved that there's enough 18-year-olds and over that there are 2 heats of this.
Yeah. Unlike the 200 breaststroke, where it's just that one.
Yeah.
Gets in.
I'm sure once we get to 153, we'll probably see a few more.
I'm sure. Good race for Mikay from St. Lucia. She's been to numerous worlds. She's trying to reach for her second Olympics coming up, and she's actually pursuing her master's at Yale.
Oh my word!
It's fantastic when you see somebody doing it all.
To be able to balance school and training.
Yes.
I'll have to talk to her about that because that is tough.
Number 5 again.
Very tough.
Stopping the clock, setting the challenge, 29.94.
And it is Bermuda.
Logan Watson-Brown of Bermuda.
Only one in that heat under that 30-second mark.
I think going into this evening, we'll need to take a look and see what the trial or the Olympic cut is so that we can have an idea of what these girls are trying to go for, and potentially could be shooting for world champs or any other number of international events.
Ladies, 18 and over 50-meter backstroke, heat 2.
Madeline Moore, if you've watched a couple of these CARIFTAs in the past, you'll definitely remember that name.
Great swimmer and great person. And again, you see that great underwater from these ladies.
So beautiful.
To do that Madeline Moore, Bermuda, right off the start, kicking and swinging. 15-meter mark. And it's one of those races, not a question of who it is when.
Her teammate Logan won Heat 1. We're going to see Madeline coming in Heat 2 as well.
29.68.
Great swim by her, just a little bit off of her entry time, but again, prelims. She was pretty confident that she was going to get a lane, so.
The only times under 30 that's been the Bermuda teammates.
For Trinidad and Tobago. Lamar Taylor at block number 5 from the Bahamas. Trinidad and Tobago.
Now we have just 4 18 and over men swimming this 50 backstroke. Lamar Taylor also just coming off of an amazing NCAAs and conference.
And we're going to
I believe this was his final year. Oh, never mind. We are not doing that 50 backstroke because there's only 4 of them. They're going to do it in finals this evening.
Are the 11 and 12 ladies for the 100-meter butterfly. Jayla Stutt at block number 3.
So we're going to go straight to that 100 butterfly. So you'll see everybody repositioning at the other end of the pool to start 2 laps of butterfly.
And it is different because we spoke about having that prelim swim and getting that feeling out before you come into finals. But a lot of these guys, 18 and over, have done this numerous times before. It's probably easier for them just to do a great warm-up, rest, and if they have another event, maybe they'll focus on that, but to really just bring it back tonight.
Absolutely. So we talked a lot about strokes so far, and now we're switching to a different stroke again. We're going to see all 4 strokes this morning, which is amazing. Yeah. Butterfly is one of the 100 butterfly is one of the races I used to do very frequently. It generally looks like it's the toughest of the strokes. I think people are always scared of butterfly.
Yeah.
But really, when you do it right, it is beautiful and it is easy.
Yeah. Once you get that rhythm, and just maintain the rhythm, but it really is a beautiful stroke.
And if you do not do it right, as I was talking about earlier, you will feel like you are carrying a grand piano on your back going into the wall. Your hips are meant to come up a little bit when you're swimming as an undulation, but it gets harder and harder for that to happen.
Very hard. Once the arm starts to get heavy, your core just dissipates, and then after that, it's really hard to create that flow and to keep that undulation coming into the wall.
A great race here. Lane 5 and lane 6 are really pushing each other to the wall here. Wow. Wow. 3/100ths of a second separates first and second there.
Really great swims for these ladies.
Both had really great swims. Taylin from the Bahamas dropped 7 seconds. Wow.
With that first tag in 1:03.25 of Barbados.
Oh, wow. I don't even... Is that right? I don't feel like those times are right.
I think there was a miscalculation on her touch, so they're probably going to go by the official time. So behind, even though you have the pads, which stops it electronically, you also have officials and timekeepers behind the blocks as well. So they are the backups. So if there's anything wrong, their splits will be the official ones moving forward.
And that's part of how an event becomes FINA qualified, and why we see our 18-year-olds here. It's part of making sure that these times are legal and,
yes,
and can be compared to other times outside of this meet.
Ladies, heat 1.
So we'll definitely have to go back and look at those times, those official times, once they release them. So we have heat 2 now with, across the board, it looks like just one 11-year-old in this heat.
Yes.
And the rest would be at the top of their age group, so have a little bit of experience here.
Anya in lane 5 was second in this event last year, so she's definitely looking to make her mark before she ages up next year.
She's entered with a 1:10, so faster than what we saw just now in that previous heat. We'll see if that continues. I mean, looks great going out.
She is moving.
And it's my mistake. Heat number
32.22.
In the water, heat number 1.
So right now, I mean, if she comes back and let's say a 35, she'll be looking great.
We have Kia in lane 6. You saw her earlier in that 200 breaststroke. She's coming back for a sprint. Fly and breaststroke are very similar with the underwaters and the elongation of the body moving up and down.
In theory, they're supposed to be similar. In practice, Ariana cannot do breaststroke.
It was all, yeah. I used a lot of my butterfly to prep for my breaststroke events because of that undulation. It's going to lead. Anya with a 1:10.56.
So just a little bit faster than her entry time there.
Definitely looking happy for that
There
start.
is the disqualification report. Event 7, Heat 1, Lane 4.
Event
Disqualification report. And getting ready.
Well, it's going back to the
gentlemen,
15, 17, 200 breaststroke.
At block number 3, Alessandra Bazzoni at block number 4. Harold Simmons takes block 5. 6 is Jathan Winterdall.
We'll have to look into that a little bit more and see what happened there.
Usually for disqualification for breaststroke, it's either
Gentlemen,
a one-hand touch.
100 meter
Sometimes the
butterfly.
kick is not coming together, and it's more of a scissors kick, especially when you get tired, the technique starts to go. Or it could just be a false start. But
Interesting for it to be such a delayed report, so we'll have to look and see. Potentially it was a touch and the officials were debating on it. I'm not sure about at this meet, but I know some meets they go back and watch video
yes,
to confirm the disqualification.
up until a while ago, we could not use video to do that. And then during the Fawcett changed the regulation, so we could do that. And we caught so many people in the breaststrokes and the butterflies. Just, I think that little butterfly kick at the end.
I think it was a blessing for a lot of people and a curse for some people.
Yes, very much so. because a lot of people didn't even know they did it to that extent until they got disqualified.
Especially when you talk about getting tired.
Yes.
Your body is kind of, it goes into just motoring along. You're not thinking as strongly as you should about your stroke staying together.
When you're coming into the wall, you're really tired. That's where the butterfly and the breaststroke really come together with those high hips.
Yep.
And the butterfly kick.
And again, as we were talking about earlier, in breaststroke and butterfly, you do that two-hand touch, but you want to get off the wall as fast as possible, and sometimes people are trying to move too fast and can't quite get both hands on the wall at the same time, and that, unfortunately, is disqualification. Really, lane 5, Harold Simmons is out on his own.
Wow, that's going to be a really great swim for him.
Yeah, wow. Almost an exact 2-second drop by him just now.
That's really great.
What a great swim by him. And 4 seconds ahead of second place. So we'll see what this second heat does, but a 4-second difference in 100 is phenomenal. It looks like Christian Joseph out of the Bahamas as well is also coming in with a 106.89. So we might see a great race between them this evening, depending on how Kristen does this morning. A lot of these boys are 12 again, so second time doing this around, and they have experience. That first year in 11-12 is tough. It's your first ever experience in an international competition for most of these kids.
And with that, the next heat is
our top seed is Christian Joseph in lane 5. We saw him earlier in that 200 breaststroke. He was out in lane 0 taking that early lead.
How are these people doing both?
The breaststroke was a warm-up for the boy.
That's insane.
Good job, Joseph.
Absolutely impressive.
He is looking very strong in this first 50.
That was his first time swimming the 200 breaststroke as well, so.
And he made finals. It'd be really impressive for him to see that double again tonight.
Oh, to be 11-12 and have this energy again.
A Russian lane 6 is definitely trying to hold on, trying to get that second position. He has Joseph in his eye line.
That is the good part about butterflies. You can see in front of you. I do know some butterflies also breeze to the side. I tried it for some time. It keeps you a little bit lower. Wow.
5.9.
And that is the overall time
Really great swim.
in preliminaries for the 11
So Kristen gets a second best time since he came into the 200 breast with no time.
Yeah.
2 best times.
He's going to have a really great afternoon session.
Just a little bit when the official results.
But also you have to remember that the afternoon session is going to go a little bit faster. So he's going to have less time. So hopefully his coach is prepping him through that, talking him through what that's going to look like.
Block number 2, Alexandria Congo at block number 3, Jamaica.
Bahamas is really trying to come out to get their 6th consecutive win. We have a lot of Bahamians coming into finals, not just 7th and 8th, but really in those top spots.
At block number 6.
Yep, every spot is going to matter.
At block number 7 for St. Vincent.
So as they introduce this heat of 13-14 women, the sponsor for the 100 butterfly is Father and Sons Yacht Service. Looking for a professional and reliable company to maintain and manage your yacht or watercrafts? Then contact Father and Sons Yacht Service for full maintenance and management of watercrafts for the active owner. We offer engine repairs, mechanical, electronics, paint work, and general services. That's Father and Sons Yacht Service. If you want to gift me a yacht, I will take it. Thank you.
The first heat of 13-1400 meter butterfly.
So lane 1, again, Eva Knox is coming in with no time here. So we have no idea what she'll be able to do.
Lane 5 was actually disqualified in this event last year. So it is a redemption swim trying to get into finals. But it is Alexandria holding out. going with a 31.99 for that first 50, trying to get into finals tonight.
Absolute excellent first 50 by her. She's very in control of her stroke here.
All coming up in lane number 5.
Matilda is definitely trying to get back into that top position, but she is being challenged by Mila in lane 8 as well. This is what I spoke about the arms being very heavy at the end of the butterfly race.
Yep.
You can see it. It's all about that core and tempo.
Wow.
Oh. It is Matilda with a 109.651.
Matilda.
What an excellent
swim.
back end there.
Yes.
Setting a challenge, 109.61.
Very nice.
And heat number 2 getting ready to
Alexandra's
go.
strategy worked out. She ended up third in that event by going up really fast with 31.99 for that first 50.
Number 3, block 4 is
It's definitely a gamble to do that, especially in butterfly. When you fall apart, sometimes you feel like you're going up and down vertically.
You're not going to make it. Like,
No.
I'm literally not going to make it.
There have been times that I have felt that way.
Jeez. By the grace of God, I made it to the wall.
I'm almost certain that it's just the current that exists in the pool that makes it that I get to the wall.
That would hurt, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that happened in a 200 IM to me once. It was the current alone.
Not in the butterfly leg.
No. In the breaststroke. My coach was like, "You're never doing that again."
I remember doing 2 IM on my backstroke. I was in lane 8 right beside my coach. And I remember him looking at me and just shaking his head. I was like, oh.
And then having 2 more 50s to go.
13 and 14 taking ownership of the starting block.
It happens to everybody, guys.
We cannot be great at everything.
Nope.
What a race, that first heat.
This is heat 2 of 2.
So Malia in lane 5 is going to be going out real fast. She just saw 109 happen before, so if she wants to be in that middle lane, she'll need to make sure she's at least faster than that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, and it looked like Jaya Simmons in lane 4 was actually out fast.
So she definitely saw the 31.99 in the previous heat, and she decided to go for it.
In the first heat, 25-meter mark.
The rest of the pack is catching up. Her arms are starting to look heavy.
15-meter mark.
So again, she probably went with a similar strategy and lie and die. That's what I call it.
And it was a good strategy.
Awesome. Wow.
106.46 for Simmons from Barbados. That was a fantastic swim.
And according
2-second
to
drop.
notes, they're not official, but it looks like
I love
she
this.
has the center lane tonight.
Jaya Simmons came in with a 108.46 and just swam a 106.46.
Yeah.
I
Top
love that.
seed for tonight. How
Getting
excited
ready
would
at the
she be?
starting blocks. Now the gentlemen 13 and
For this
14,
event
Kate
later on
Jerome
today.
at block number 1. Ruben Edwards at block 2.
Now we're moving on to
Mason
the
DeBrio at
13,
block number
14
3. Nolan
100
Barrett at 4.
butterfly.
Block number 5 is Ocean Van Loon. Jaden
Ocean
Davis
Van
at block
Loon, we
number
just
6.
saw him
Chris
in the 200 breaststroke.
That we did.
at block number 7.
What on earth?
Lee at block number 8. And Noah Dorville at block number 9.
I think he's the first Ocean I've ever met as a first name.
I like that name.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, 13 and 14, 100-meter butterfly. Heat 1.
So the underwaters are not just for the 50. Sometimes people like to just hold it for one leg. But it should be for the entire race. So you should see in this 100, them trying to force that 15 off the dive, and again
for
off the
heat
turn.
number 2 to take
Absolutely, and
ownership of the
again,
starting blocks.
saving you energy. It might feel like it's harder, but when you're coming off that wall, you have to think about the current that all of those men are bringing into the wall. You're kind of get under that. If you pop right up, you're hitting that like a wall.
Yep. Especially when your arms start to fatigue at the end of a race. Saving 2 to 3 strokes by staying underwater at the turn will definitely help you get stronger into the wall.
It is 28.54. The split.
28.54 for that split. Really nice.
And Jaden Davis passed that 25-meter mark, bringing it home.
I love the Caribbean. Lane 6 is swimming without any goggles.
I love that.
And I used to do that growing up.
Old school.
Right?
That
The
is old
chlorine
school.
started to attack you.
Jaden Davis into the wall.
That was never me, but.
Ooh.
And we're going to take Ocean Van Loon taking
Wow,
over that
Ocean.
finish tag.
And I misspoke. He was in the 50 backstroke, so that makes sense.
101.84 by Jaden
101.53.
Davis.
Really good time for Ocean.
Great swim. I mean, he's just swam the 50 backstroke and top seed there, and then coming into this race.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, energy.
Gentlemen, 13 and 14 100-meter butterfly. Heat 2, the deciding heat.
So again, all those gentlemen standing behind the blocks, they watched that first race. We have Victor Ashby in lane 5 coming in under a minute, only entry under a minute. Can he do it again?
He was 5th in this event last year, so to come back a year later and is now top seed. I can't imagine the work that he's put in this last year.
How the tables turn.
15 to 17 ladies taking ownership of the starting blocks right now.
Wow.
It is Miles taking out that early lead of a 27.5.
27.5. Wow.
Second faster than the previous heat by Ocean. And the rest of the pack is catching him now.
Oh, look at this.
Sometimes if your strength is that front end speed, you just have to go into it and
Yeah. Let go and let God. And it is Kennedy in lane 7 trying to make his move, followed by Ashton in lane 5. You can hear the spectators getting up for this prelim session.
wow. And Ashby, wow.
Nice.
1 minute 97 100
Just a little bit over.
Victor Ashby.
What was really great is that Ashby swam his race.
That is going to put him in.
He waited that first 50 and he took this last 50 and did what he needed to do to get his hands on the wall for first.
That will definitely be a great race this evening between
Yeah.
Mills, Ashby, and Ocean all in the same.
It would be great if we can have 3 guys under a minute this afternoon.
I think they potentially push themselves to do that.
Yeah.
Block number 3.
The power of your country behind you and cheering you on, and then having those people next to you.
It is unreal, and it's something that's missed in international at the higher levels.
Yeah.
Because usually you have to travel, there's not that many spectators, it's usually 1 or 2 people. That's why we really have to come together as a Caribbean and support each other with
Exactly.
Olympics and Worlds.
Especially when you're in a big crowd. Your parents can cheer as loud as they want to, but
You're not going to hear.
they're not going to hear.
And I doubt if they want us
Sorry.
to bring the pats and the pawns.
No. I'm pretty sure if my parents brought cowbells, they would say absolutely not. Not here.
No.
So we have the 15 and 17 girls now here. We've got 3 heats of this, so only 8 lanes available for this evening. So it's going to be really important to try and get at least top 3 time-wise in each of the heats to make sure that you get a spot tonight.
And oh my, taking it out. Layla Brown, Trinidad and Tobago.
Faith in lane 8 is the only one new to this 15 and 17 category. The rest of these ladies have been in there for a year or 2. We're really going to see Bahamas trying to make a move in lane 7.
Up in lane number 3, Tilly Collingmore.
And again, they can't see her. She can't see them, so she's really swimming her race here and pushing towards the end and potentially 3rd place here.
Ooh, good touch. 105.66 for Trinidad.
Trinidad and Tobago setting the challenge.
Brownie did a really great swim to get her hands on the wall and where she needed to be.
And at the starting blocks right now, Madeline Conley at block number 2. Denise Green at block 3. Block number 4, Davia Richardson. Sierra Broadbelt at block number 5. Sarah Dowden at block 6. Christiania Shirley at block number 7. And Amasia
We're going to see a recap of the end of this race. Really watch Brownie's touch as she accelerates for the last 5 meters into the wall.
Wow.
To out-touch the rest of her competitors.
Great finish there. That's timed really well.
We're back again, lane 5, broad belt. She actually won this event last year in 13-14. We saw her dominate in that 50 backstroke earlier today.
That's the network you're looking
She's got that speed behind her.
In lowercase, SWIM 24, swim 24.
And it looks like we had a scratch in lane 4.
Yeah.
Richardson.
Is the network you're looking for.
Coming in and they're all together as they turn at this 50 mark.
As far as what's going on here at the CARIFTA swimming
Broad belt just a little bit under that 30 mark.
And there's the split, 29 and change.
She looks still really great control of her stroke here.
Yeah. Yeah. Shirley in lane 7 is trying to go with her, trying to pick up her tempo. You can see it's picking up just a little bit with 12 and a half left to go.
Are they going to be able to catch?
I am so jealous of these people that have back-end speed.
It really is a gift.
I
But it
wouldn't
is
know.
broad belt holding strong.
There it is, 104.68.
104.
Now,
Great swim for broad belt to come back and to hold her own in that last 25
Yeah,
and to really push when she needed to in that last 10 meters.
absolutely. I think definitely going to be a great race tonight for her again. Hopefully with a little bit of rest this afternoon, coming back and going a little bit faster.
Angelique Leedy at block number 3. Alika Prasad at block number 4. Jillian Crooks takes block 5. Block number 6, Renishka Gibbs.
If you've heard the name Crooks from lane 5, Cayman Islands, you may remember her older brother, Jordan Crooks. He's the first Cayman Island to win a world championship in the 50 freestyle in Australia 2022. And so this is his younger swimmer coming back, but Cayman is used to world record holders. We already know Sean Fraser.
Yep.
My word.
They're such a small country. They sure do pump out some great swimmers.
Really great swimmers.
Jordan just swimming at NCAAs is absolutely swimming fast, and hopefully he has some time to watch his sister race this evening.
That'd be really great because she's always there in the stands watching him. But it is Jillian in lane 5 going after that early speed. We have Gibbs in lane 6. We saw her in that 200 breaststroke. She's back in that butterfly.
Wow, what a great first 50. 28, wow.
28, a second faster than the other Cayman teammate, broad belt, in the previous heat. She's very close to the record that we had earlier with her 102. She's going to be close to it if she can do it in the morning.
Wow, to be able to get that pressure off, the record is yours, and then you go in tonight and you have fun.
Yes.
Some of my best swims.
She is very close.
She is moving. Wow.
Down to
Wow, 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 wow.
101.76. Wow, we definitely have to check with the officials, but I believe that is unofficially a new record.
I would almost, yep. Here we go.
Sabrina Lynn of Jamaica, 102.14. Used to have the record. I believe we see a new meet record.
There we go, new meet record by Jillian Crooks. So not just her brother dominating, she said, me too.
Me too. Me too. It's always easier when you have an older sibling and they just take the lead and you know the path has already been set. I just need to follow.
Exactly.
Starting blocks right now. Tahari Williams at block number 2, Asher Johnson.
Really great race. And the previous record holder, Sabrina Lynn, you're going to see her in that 18 and over category. She's going to answer. Even though it is an age group championships, when you reach internationally, you race against everybody. Yep, definitely want to be the fastest in the Caribbean.
Absolute great race there. Now we're looking at the 15-17 boys, so hopefully we'll see a little bit more extended underwaters again.
Yeah.
Really getting out to that 15, and you see that there.
And 3 heats of the gentlemen, 15 to 17.
So we have 3 heats again, trying to get one of the 8 lanes for this evening. Top seed in this race is Christian Jerome out of Haiti.
He was second last year in that 13-14 event, so to have him come in and be the top 3 fastest time is phenomenal, but I also think to have representation, because Haiti has definitely been getting better over the years.
Absolutely.
I know when I swam, I rarely saw a Haitian swimmer, and now to have teams and relays, it's really fantastic for the country.
Absolutely. It's very exciting for them, and for him to be a top seed too. So
Yes.
making sure that name and flag is known.
Yep. And he's definitely going to do that.
Wow.
55.90. That's a fantastic morning swim for him.
Excellent swim.
And with that, heat number 2 watching
Mackenzie from Jamaica went in for that second position, and then Curacao, Jayan holding on for that third.
Block 5 is Tristan Dorville. Ethan Stubbs Green at block number 6. Elijah Daly at block number 7. And Jarek Winterdahl at block number 8.
So we'll have to see here what Tristan Dorville does out of St. Lucia. Again, another small country that doesn't usually have a lot of athletes. For him to be the top seed here, but we'll see how he responds to that 55.
Lane 5 as well. St. Lucia is 1-2.
Oh, wow.
That's really fantastic. And St. Lucia really has been changing over the last years. Their federation has changed, the support for the athletes, and you can see the mentality in these athletes change when they're at the international stage.
It does really take a whole village, so to have a federation behind you and supporting you and giving you what you need to be competitive, very important. Really even race here across the board, but St. Lucia's touching first. Ooh, 26.44.
And it is St. Lucia. He's holding on ahead of Antigua. But Darren from Trinidad is trying to get into the mix as well. They know the time they have to beat from the previous heat.
So lane 5 is really close to that lane line.
Yes.
Needs to make sure that tonight he's swimming down the middle of the lane.
You don't want any accidents, and then you tap the lane line on accident. Great touch by Ethan from Antigua.
Excellent.
Oh,
56.33.
the scoreboard has been corrected, and it will be Tristan in lane 5 from St. Lucia with a 56.33.
So just about a half a second slower than we saw Christian Jerome go in the first heat.
Yeah.
But again, it's not about being the fastest time necessarily, just getting a lane tonight.
Zachary Anthony takes block 4. Anthony Destany at block number 5. Block number 6 is Marvin Johnson.
This is the last heat of the men's 15 and 1700 100-meter butterfly. We're going to see lane 5 from St. Lucia again. This is his first year in 15 and 17. He won this event last year in the 13-14 category.
I'm sorry. A 54.96 at 15.
At 15.
97, I'm sorry, what?
At 15.
Huh?
Well, he did it last year, so maybe 14.
Oh, my word.
Beautiful start for him and the rest of the gentlemen in this heat.
Mr. and Mrs. Destang, I need to know what you're feeding Antoine.
Beautiful underwater. He made it to that 15, and he made it look so effortless.
Wow, his butterfly is absolutely beautiful. Great, great stroke.
The chin right on that wave
on
the water. Look at his hips. I want to see his underwaters for the second 50. Come on, Antoine.
Wow, wow.
Nice.
Oh, my, wow.
Beautiful.
About 10 meters underwater. That is amazing.
Definitely one to watch for the future moving forward, especially for Olympics coming up as well.
Absolutely.
We're going to see Johnson trying to hold on from Bahamas right beside him. Antoine is fading just a little bit, but not enough for Johnson to catch him in lane 6. It's going to be down to the touch.
Wow, what a finish.
And Johnson did it. Down to the touch.
56.4.
Very nice swim. And we don't know Antoine's strategy, if it was just to get out in front and just coast the last 5. But I think he's going to have a really great swim later tonight.
So it looks like Marvin actually touched first just now. So
yeah.
Wow.
The last 10, Antoine started to slow down his tempo just a little bit, and it allowed Johnson to catch him in that last 10 to out-touch him at the wall.
And I know Marvin Johnson has international experience. He has represented the Bahamas at a larger meet, so having that under your belt too, it gives you great experience going into prelims, knowing what you have to do.
Really nice. That's going to be a great race tonight.
So again, we have 18 and over here swimming the 100 butterfly. Whatever they're kind of trying to go for and whatever meet they're trying to qualify for. It's exciting to see more women and men in this age group pushing.
Yes, especially for a Caribbean.
It's
gonna bode well for
usually
them.
unheard of.
Yeah.
Two heats of the senior ladies, 2 heats of the senior gentlemen coming up.
So Gabrielle Hisson, apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly, from Grenada is the top seed here in this first seed at a 105.85.
Yeah. Everybody but McKaylee in lane 6 is 18, so they were here last year. So it's really great for that continuity as well, like you said, to have that competition at this time of the year.
And for the younger kids to be able to see, like, it is possible, I can do that.
Yes.
I remember when we were coming up, there weren't very many older athletes in the Caribbean that we could look up to.
And you wouldn't get to meet them because they'll be at bigger competitions.
Yep.
You only see them on TV or from a distance. And it's going to be McKaylee in lane 6 holding on for that second position. Hyson in lane 5. 105.85 is her seed time.
Just a little bit off of that at 106.
Nice. Still a good swim for Hyson.
Another thing that's really cool about CARIFTA games, and especially for these 18 and overs that are going on to international competition, sometimes you don't get the opportunity to get a second swim. You only get the prelim. So being able to have that second swim tonight is really cool.
It's true, because you learn so much experience and you have to wait maybe months before you get to put it into practice again.
Exactly.
So keep your eyes in lane 5. She's the one that got the record in 2022 that Julian Crooks just broke. That is lane 5, Sabrina Lynn.
So she has a point to prove here in getting out fast and being the fastest in the 100 butterfly in the Caribbean.
And if you're getting a little bit thirsty, they do have drinks on sale in the stadium. Unfortunately, we cannot let any drinks or any paraphernalia in the stadium.
And it is Lynn looking strong, trying to take that early lead.
And it is there and ready.
Great turn there, timed very well.
28.
Great underwater as well, stayed under past the flags.
28.72 for her. Right where Jillian was earlier today.
What an amazing swim. She's really just taken off.
Talk about a big breakaway.
You also find a lot of times when you get older, you're able to be a closer of an even split.
Yes. And it will be Sabrina with a 102.03. She was right there, got a bit tired in that last 7 meters, but this afternoon with more rest, we should definitely be able to see her get back to that 101 or hopefully that 00.
Also, it's her first meet, her first race of the meet, so getting those cobwebs shaken off.
It really is necessary when you get older.
Absolutely.
Feel the cobwebs.
So now we actually do have 2 heats of this 18 and over 100 butterfly. Again, so impressed that we have enough gentlemen to be doing the second heat. Camera down and TV down.
In the commentary area. As we said earlier today, guys, it is very windy. It is very windy, and these athletes are doing best times or close to it with these conditions. It's a phenomenal feat.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you get kind of a little bit of a wind advantage going out, but coming back, it's in the butterfly. Uh-oh.
Getting out in that early lead. We're going to see Grenada. Zachary Gresham, he actually swam a competition last weekend and did phenomenal in that yard competition.
Great swim here by Grenada.
Lane 5, it is Zachary. Very nice swim. He's usually a backstroke specialist, so to see him branching out into the butterflies is really a great treat.
Very cool.
And with that, heat number 2, the deciding heat. Stefano Mitchell at block number 3. Joshua Murray takes block number 4. Emmanuel Jackson at 5. Johan Matthew Montemaro at block number 6. At block number 7, Thomas Bowers. Eric Gordillo at block number 8.
So we're seeing a second heat here of 18 and overs.
Gentlemen, 100 butterfly, heat 2.
Oh my gracious, Joshua Murray's 22. I remember him when he was, oh Lord. I love that there's 3 Bahamians in this, 4 18 and overs in this. That really shows that they are working towards having a little bit of an older group here.
Yes, we saw Gadsden earlier today in that 200 breaststroke. Maybe there's a bigger relationship than the 1500, but there still is a relationship there.
How? How are people doing these things? I would have never been in a 200 breast and 100 fly.
I think breaststroke can go to fly, but fly to breast may be a bit tricky.
Yeah.
And it's that outside smoke from Guatemala. Gordillo is a freestyle specialist in that 200, 400, and 800 at Pan Am's and Commonwealth Youth Games. We're going to see him doing a really great butterfly with a 56.87.
And normally we wouldn't see Guatemala at a CARIFTA Games, but again, they are trying to make sure that everybody in the Caribbean has an opportunity to get in a race. And so, excellent opportunity for those older boys to really get global experience.
Really great for Bahamas to see that vision. Because it's not just one country succeeding, it's the entire Caribbean.
And it's going to be Antigua Barbuda at block number 1.
And it is relay time.
My favorite time of the year.
Taking block number 3.
15 and 17, 400-meter freestyle relay.
Block number 5.
So it's always interesting to see how countries and teams decide to put their team together.
Yeah.
There's timing and is really important in terms of where you put your workhorse or the strongest 100 freestyler.
Yeah.
Do you lead them off?
Yeah.
Do you put them at the end to try and run anybody down? It's always interesting to see the strategy behind it. I know I was always usually last.
Usually, right?
I would go 4th on the relay.
I was usually 2nd and 3rd.
The nerves of standing behind the blocks and watching 3 other people from 100 freestyle get out of the pool and look exhausted and know that you still have to do it.
Much less to see everybody catching up to the lead that was there, and you're like, okay, it's up to me.
Yeah.
It is up to me.
Pressure's on. But boy, did I love that.
Oh, my word. Some people thrive in it. We really do.
Yeah, I think it's come down to haunt me now in my professional life. I thrive on pressure. AKA procrastination.
Keep your eyes in lane 5 from Cayman. We just saw Jillian Crooks. She just got that record in the 100 butterfly, as well as Robert will be going 2nd. We've heard her name.
Jillian Crooks leading off. Her brother, again, an amazing sprint freestyler.
Yeah.
So based on that 100 fly, just now we're going to see a really great 100 freestyle out of her.
Great. I think her C time is a 55 low, so she should be right there.
And again, she just got out of her 100 butterfly, so
I'm not sure she warmed down.
She's probably still dripping wet.
It's a long distance to the end of that 50 to warm down and run back up.
And it looks like we are going to go straight to finals with 18.
Just kidding.
We will not swim the 15 to 17 ladies.
So it looks like one of the relays.
And they are super excited.
Yeah. So it looks like one of the relays, I'm not sure which one, is not going to participate. So now the gentlemen who thought they had probably about 4 or 5 minutes before they race are now stepping up behind the block. But maybe not.
I think as long as all the coaches decide to go straight final, I think it's a good decision, because these ladies have swam multiple events already for the day. This relay would extend that, and it's already 11:25.
Right. And while it is very important to have those relays because they are worth a lot of points,
yes,
you want to make sure that you're protecting your swimmers. This is a long meet. You don't want to add more to their plate.
On the first day, not at all. But the gentlemen look like they will be swimming.
We are going to bid our referees and officials, thank you for this morning's competition. That was the stand-up whistle for our referees and officials.
So it looks like
the men are not swimming. I don't think anybody told the men.
We're a little bit confused here because the men are walking out to the blocks, but the announcer just said that the officials are going to be leaving, so.
A bit of a miscommunication, but there are the same amount of entries between female and male.
And the gentlemen are going to go straight to finals.
So they should put them straight to finals as well.
So both the ladies 15 to 17 and the gentlemen 15 to 17. 400-meter freestyle.
So it seems that these boys don't know.
I think it is a good choice for the first day. The sun is getting pretty hot out here now. We've already had somebody cramp up from dehydration. These guys have been swimming for 2 hours, going on 2.5.
Apparently we had.
If they don't need to swim this morning for the relay, I think it's a good decision to go to finals.
Another site that no, we didn't.
So we're hanging on for a second here.
In just a moment.
Looks like they're collaborating with officials and coaches probably to see if this relay will go off or not. Again, there are 9 teams, so technically you should only have 8 in the final.
That's what we're talking about here.
Just one team wouldn't make it.
9 teams in the heat sheet. And if we only have 8 teams, we will go straight to finals.
Oh, so even there were 9 in the women. One of the countries did not show up.
Unknown which one it was.
To decide who the 8 teams are.
But if they have 9, then they should go. Oh, I see hands cheering.
They're gonna,
and there's the applause from the men.
Is that
happy about going to finals without having to swim this morning.
We've got some boys dancing in the background.
Like 15 to 17 age group category going straight to finals.
That's hilarious.
Referees and officials.
So very cool to watch the boys be excited about having to swim this morning.
They're all coming together. It's not just Kurtz by team. All the men are coming together.
All the countries are celebrating together. I mean, a lot of these boys that are on that relays have already swam today at least one event, if not 2. So to be able to just go straight to finals, they can get home, get some rest before finals start tonight at 6 p.m.
It is amazing. Thank you all for being with us. We were very excited over prelims session 1. It was truly fantastic to start off this competition. We had a record in the 100 butterfly from Jillian Crooks that was exceptional in the morning, and we had lots of best times as well. We'll see you guys tonight. There'll be lots of fast swimming, lots of entertainment, and then that fantastic relay that we did not get to see this morning will be swum tonight. So definitely come back with us later tonight for the excitement. We'll see you then.
Fierce yet elegant. Young ladies compete to become the next Miss Teen Bahamas International. Their quest for the crown captured in this ZNS Network mini-series. Fridays at 8 p.m. during the month of April. Who will win the crown? Will it be Mayaguana, New Providence, Grand Bahama, Cat Island, Eleuthera, Long Island, Andros, Exuma and Ragged Islands, the Berry Islands, or Abaco? Don't miss Quest for the Crown. The crowning of Miss Teen Bahamas International 2024. Only on the ZNS Network.
I have been coming to this island since I was 12 years old. It didn't take me long to realize the rich history it has here. When I bought this island in 2018, I fulfilled a lifelong dream. The goal is not only to preserve the memories I made over those years, but to make new ones and to give others the opportunity to do the same. As we go through this process, it has become clear to me, we aren't just rebuilding an island, we're reviving a legend.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
Tune in to the program, Living by Faith, with Bishop Valentino Williams of Life Changes Ministries International. Sundays at 5:30 p.m. on ZNS TV station. Prepare to be inspired, impacted, empowered, and transformed. Remember, the just shall live by faith.
This prophet here is not for sale. This prophet here come to declare what thus saith the Lord.
There are over 3 million shipwrecks on the ocean floor, just waiting to be found. Nothing is truly ever lost at sea, only hidden by time and sand. When I put this fleet together, it wasn't just for fun. And although we do have fun, we never lose sight of our goal. Right here, right now, we are on a mission.
Are you ready for the hardest sports show on the market? It's called The Timeout. Sundays on the ZNet Television Network. In our first show, 4 decades of sports in the country.
I don't know, but there's all kind of cars in the parking lot. You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the... Look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park him. Just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, man, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, man. Hey, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, bro. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bad big bro, and he got a sticker inside that say this mod though. We gotta move. This is a handicap spot. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. Don't. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
By giving unconditionally, not expecting anything in return, I thought was a wonderful way of showing this love, and I believe that it is love that truly draws people, and so I thought we could cover a lot more people by feeding. Volunteers, you know, they have truly been sold.
My passion is to help, and I thank God for what I can do through the help of Bahamas Feeding Network.
Abuse, domestic violence, suicidal tendencies. Are you being stressed out from these problems? Call the national hotline at 422-2763 or 322-2763. There are trained social workers available 24 hours to help you. Know that you are not alone in this.
Coming up, the world's finest cocoa comes from the Caribbean, and the awards are piling up. Caribbean Airlines welcomes you home. Learn more about Republic Bank's Power to Make a Difference program, and regional ties deepen as Barbados networks in Trinidad and Tobago. All this and more on Caribbean Passport TV, right here on this station.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Through springtime flowers and rays of summer sun, catching wet snowflakes on your nose. Through autumn leaves that float from trees on high, with our love that is bigger than the sky. I love you, guess how much I love you, guess how much I love you, guess how much, guess how much I love you, guess how much I love you, guess how much I love you. Big storm.
It was a hot summer's day in the meadow. Too hot even for big nut brown hair to brush away the flies.
No, you're it. You're it. You're it. Oh? All right, I'm it. Is it always going to be hot?
I know it feels like it, little nut brown hair, but it will get cool again.
When?
When the time is right. Nature is a wonderful thing. In fact, a cool change might be on its way already.
That's cooler.
Might be more than just a cool change.
Who was it? I was. But now you are. Not for long. Now you're it. What's that?
That's nature's way of telling us a storm is on its way, and we should get under shelter. Come on, you two, this way.
Now you're it. Can't get me. Yes, I can. Oh, you're it. The tree.
Not this time. We need to go somewhere inside to get out of the storm. Let's go to the cave.
The cave! Hooray!
Yes, I'll race you there. Last one in the cave is it.
Okay, it's a race. Oh, it's you, little redwood fox. Tricked you. Come on, quick. Here comes Peanut Brown Hair. Where are you off to in such a hurry? We're going into the cave to hide from the storm. Last one there is it. All right. Little grey squirrel. We're getting out of the storm. Last one to the cave is it. Hey, I'm coming too. Oh. Hey, I'm first.
In you go.
I could have got here first too. But I ran out of puff. At least you didn't come last.
No, that would be me.
Then you're it, Big Nut Brown Hair.
I am? Oh, no.
What was that?
It was thunder and lightning. The sounds made by a storm. But it's all right. We're safe in here. Can't come into the cave.
Even a little bit?
Not even the teensiest little bit, little field mouse.
What is lightning anyway? It looks like cracks in the sky. I think it's a giant eagle throwing big sticks of light.
Lightning is part of nature, just like the rain and the wind. And it can be exciting to watch, the way it lights everything up. As long as you're safely inside. It's all right, little nut brown hair. Thunder is just loud noise, and loud noises can't hurt you. What other loud noises can you think of?
Shouting! Singing! Laughing!
Yes, and they don't hurt you, do they? Even very loud laughter.
Hello, what are you all laughing at? Can't you hear the thunder and lightning? All right, little white owl. We're all safe in here. Lightning can't get into the cave, not even the teensiest, tiniest bit. Ooh, I was fast asleep when suddenly the thunder woke me up. Oh, that was nature's way of telling you to find shelter from the storm. You did the right thing coming here. We've been watching the storm. Oh, see? There it goes again. It's just a loud noise, little white owl. It can't hurt you.
The storm's going away.
How can you tell?
The longer it takes to hear it after you see the lightning, the further away the storm is. Now count.
1, 2, 3, time?
Longer than the last time, which means the storm is definitely going away.
Yay! I'll have... Oh, I think it's gone. Are you sure? Oh, yes! Everything has stopped, even the rain. Well, I'm going back home to sleep. Woot. Goodbye. Goodbye, little white owl. Goodbye. Sleep well. Is it safe?
Very safe, little nut brown hare. It will be nice and dry out there now. Come on, let's go and see.
Smells so fresh and clean. And it's lovely and cool.
Remember what I said earlier? Nature is a wonderful thing.
Look, the leaves have blown off the trees.
The leaves will grow back.
The storm sure has made a big mess.
But look, it's made something beautiful too.
Oh. Wow! Wow! A rainbow. It's so beautiful. And puddles. Oh. Oh. Puddles are my favorite. Oh, I got it.
A little later, after the others had gone home, Little Nut Brown Hare and his father headed home too. They breathed in the cool, fresh air and marveled at the many colors hanging above them in the sky.
Is there always a rainbow after a storm?
Not always.
Why is it that we never seem to get closer to that rainbow?
I don't know. That's the funny thing about rainbows. They're a lot further away than you think. But I tell you what.
What?
Guess how much I love you.
How much?
All the way to the end of that rainbow.
Then guess how much I love you. All the way to the end of that rainbow and back.
On May 4th and 5th, the sun will shine down on the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Hundreds of the world's best track athletes from more than 40 countries will compete to qualify for their spot in the Paris Olympics.
Shalom, I'm Arthur Bailey, apostle and overseer of Arthur Bailey Ministries and host of Israel International, inviting you to join us for Searching the Scriptures on this station every Sunday at 9 a.m. I look forward to searching the Scriptures with you and your family. That's 9 a.m. on Sunday. Check it out, and your life will never be the same in Yeshua's name.
Through springtime flowers and rays of summer sun, catching wet snowflakes on your nose. Through autumn leaves that float from trees on high, with our love that is bigger than the sky. much I love you. Guess how much I love you. Guess how much I love you. Guess how much. Guess how much I love you. Guess how much I love you. Guess how much I love you. Plum summer.
It was a hot summer's afternoon, and Little Nut Brown Hare and his father, Big Nut Brown Hare, decided to rest under a tree.
Ah, it's lovely and cool under here. Whew.
They didn't enjoy the shade for long. Little Nut Brown Hare was about to discover something wonderful. Something all along.
What's this? Wow! Look at them all. Are they?
They're plums. Taste it.
Plums. Mmm, delicious.
One of nature's best summer treats.
Mmm. Let's go to the plum tree. Oh, I know. I'll show Little Field Mouse the plum tree. Little Field Mouse, guess what? Little Field Mouse. Oh, nobody home. Who else could I show? I know. Little Grey Squirrel. Huh? Where are you? Oh, well, I guess I'll go to the plum tree by myself. Hello, Little Nut Brown Hare. Look at these plums. Aren't they colourful? Red and purple. Oh, and so shiny. Little Grey Squirrel. How did you know about... Good morning. Oh, Little Redwood Fox. You know about the plums too. I sure do. So sweet and juicy. Whoa! And round and rolly. Hello, Little Field Mouse. Hello. Whoa! It looks like everyone knows about the plum tree.
The plums have such a tingly taste, don't you think?
Huh? Look! Someone else is enjoying a plum. Oh, and look! The ants are taking a piece of plum away. Whoops! So many creatures in the meadow love these plums. They are delicious. There's plenty for everyone. Big Nut Brown Hare. Big Nut Brown Hare. Good morning. I had a plum for breakfast, and here's one for you.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone was there.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It was. Let's go to the plum tree every day.
What a great idea.
Is it juicy?
Very.
And so, day after summer-long day, Little Nut Brown Hare and his friends enjoyed the plum tree, the shade of its leaves, games played amongst its branches, and most of all, the plump and scrumptious plums.
Little Nut Brown Hare, wake up! What is it? Something's wrong. Follow me. Huh? Wait for me. Look! What is it? Do you see any plums? Oh, no. I've looked all over the tree, and there's none left. Where have they gone? I don't know. What will we do without them? What will all the other creatures in the meadow do without them? They will be so sad. Maybe we can find the plums. Who would know where they are? Let's see. It's still early, Little White Owl will still be up, and she might have seen something in the night. Good thinking! Let's go! Little White Owl! Hello? Did you see anything unusual last night, Little White Owl? Last night? There were lots of stars shining in the sky. Although, that's not really unusual. What about the plums? The plums have all gone. And all the creatures in the meadow loved them. They were sweet and juicy and red and shiny and round and rolly. There's nothing as a plum, isn't there? Well, let me tell you a story. A story? Yes! It's about a plum tree. A plum tree that was loved by all the creatures. The plum tree was very proud. In early summer, it had many, many plums. But by the end of summer, its plums were all gone. What happened to our plum tree? That's right. But wait, there's more to the story. Oh, what happens next? The plum tree cried, "Oh, my plums have gone. What will the creatures of the meadow do without them?" So the plum tree asked the autumn grasses to look after them for a while. So all the creatures, large and small, feasted on grasses through the autumn. Then, when winter came, the grasses didn't know what to do. "What will the creatures do without us?" they cried. So, the grasses asked the woody shrubs to take care of them. So the creatures enjoyed the woody shrubs all through winter. When spring came, fresh green leaves grew on the branches of the woody shrubs. The creatures ate them all through spring. Finally, it was summertime again, and the plum tree grew new plums. And all the enjoyed the plums once more. Hooray! So, the plums disappeared because summer was ending. That's how the story goes. And there are treats to enjoy all year, even when there aren't any plums. Different treats at different times. That's right. I wonder what the creatures in this meadow are eating right now. Let's find out. Thank you, Little White Owl. You're welcome. Hello, Bluebird. What are you eating?
I'm eating seeds from these flowers.
Are they tasty?
Very. I always look forward to this time of year when these seeds are ready to eat.
Oh, thank you, Bluebird. Yum! Hello, little Redwood Fox. What are you eating? I'm eating one of my favourite treats. What is it? A crab apple. Sweet and crunchy. Different treats at different times. Yes. Big nut brown hair. Big nut brown hair. The plums have all gone.
Ah, summer is ending.
Yes, you were right.
About what?
You said plums are one of nature's best summer treats. And it's true. They're not there in autumn or winter or spring.
Are you disappointed?
Oh, no. It makes plums even more special. I can't wait until next summer when they come back. You know how all the creatures have other foods to enjoy now? Bluebirds have seeds, and redwood foxes have crab apples.
Yes?
Well, what do nut brown hares eat now?
Many things. Beech nuts, fruit, acorns, berries, grass seeds.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is.
just how much I love you.
Oh, as much as you love plums?
More than that, as much as every treat from every season.
That's a lot. But you're my special treat. All year round.
You won't eat me up, will you?
Yum, 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 yum. Oh, little nut brown hair.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
All rise for the Honorable Judge Carroll. In the matter of Jack Hoffman versus Kiara T. Case number 9 of 2024. Did you take this Bible?
Hold it in your right hand.
Repeat after me. I swear by Almighty God.
I swear by Almighty God.
That the evidence I will give.
That the evidence I will give.
Touching and concerning this matter.
Touching and concerning this matter.
In question between.
In question between.
The parties shall be the truth.
The parties shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right. Thank you, sir. Miss Kiara T. Need you to hold this Bible in your right hand. Repeat after me. I swear by Almighty God.
I swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give.
Or that the evidence that I shall give.
Touching and concerning this matter.
Touching and concerning this matter.
Between the parties shall be.
Between the parties shall be.
The truth.
The truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Miss Kiara T. Thank you, ma'am.
Jack Hoffman, the plaintiff, is suing Kiara T. for damages to his Mercedes-Benz and also for personal injuries he says he got when she collided into his car. Defendant Kiara T. says Hoffman jumped out of his car at the scene of the accident, clad only in a pair of jockey shorts.
Mr. Hoffman, you are bringing a case against Miss T?
Yes, Your Worship.
And the reason for your claim is what exactly?
She hit my car and she had no insurance. Her car wasn't licensed.
Okay,
and
when
she
did this
had no
accident
license,
happen?
ma'am. This accident happened 2 weeks ago at 4 a.m., ma'am. 4:38 to be exact, ma'am.
The accident happened 4:38 in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
And where did it happen?
It happened on Beatrice Avenue. I was turning off of the road by the canals. That's where I do my morning prayer. And I was coming from prayer. And I turned on to go to Seabreeze, and she obviously hit me. She seemed intoxicated at the time, Your Honor.
Obviously hit you. You were, so Beatrice Avenue, this is in the Seabreeze area, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What sort of car were you driving?
I drive a 2022 Mercedes-Benz, ma'am, AMG 22-inch rims, low profiles, ma'am.
I beg your pardon?
A 2022
Yes.
Mercedes-Benz AMG.
AMG.
22-inch rims, low profile tires, ma'am.
She didn't ask you all of that. I don't know. Today seems to be a day about tires. Okay. All right. This is a fairly new vehicle. So what damage was done to your vehicle?
Well, the rim was cracked.
The rim.
The rim.
Which rim? That's 4, eh?
It has rim, yes. The rear driver side was cracked, ma'am.
Is it left-hand drive?
No, ma'am.
Right-hand drive. So on the right.
This is a left-hand drive. Sorry, ma'am.
See,
yes.
you asked that. Miss T. Sorry. In this court, no, that's okay, officer. Thank you. In this court, when I need to hear from you, hello? Yes. When I need to hear from you, I will ask you the questions and you will have an opportunity to say your side of the story. It is not helpful, not to mention rude, for you to keep interrupting. So try and control yourself, please. Understood? Yes, Mom. Thank you. Okay, so where did... sorry, what was the last thing I asked you? I forgot.
The damage of the car,
Oh, yes.
ma'am.
Okay, so right, and you were telling me that the rear right side rim was damaged.
The left. She hit me on the driver's side. It's a left-hand drive. She hit me on the driver's side at the rear.
Okay.
She hit my rim. It's very expensive, ma'am. She cracked it. It has a chip. She also scratched my fender.
Okay. Did you suffer any injuries yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Right now, I have back injuries. You know, it's very painful to walk. And also, ever since the accident, I now have indigestion, Your Honor.
That has something to do with the accident?
I would imagine so, because I didn't have indigestion before, Your Honor.